Hello. Hey, Sandy. What's up? Doing all right? Are you? Yeah. Hold on just a second here. It's, I was actually signing in earlier just to make sure I knew what the hell I was doing. It'd been a while. I can get in. I'm in. Uh, but I ain't got no good if nobody else is in there either. Nobody else to, let me, I do this right here. Hold on just a second. Hey, Gloria, how you, darling? All right, trying to be a little tech savvy here. Get my tech savvy on here if all possible. Okay, I got that straight. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to getting back in this thing here. My meetings. I hit into my meetings. So Meeting is shoot, hold on now. I was getting ready to tell you the number here. Hold on here. Let me sign back in. So I had to change a couple of things here. Y'all doing all right up there? We're good. So I kept the right one in. Yeah, hold on. It's yeah, big N, big U, big N, 9, small y, small a, and small j. Okay, let me go back to the order there. Yeah, 898-1106-6224. Hmm. Go back because something. Oh, you got the kid. I'm gonna put you on speakerphone. Hold on. Okay. Okay, I can hear you. I was in there earlier and they told me to reset my account. I'm like, why? Reset password. Okay. It shouldn't have expired. It said, huh? Actually, no, not yet. It said, okay, now I reset my password because I was in the beginning. Yeah, I was in the beginning, and then I got out, and let's see, 1957. Okay.
that stays, let's just say. That's today, post. Saturday. Click up and see what is under that 3 dots. Sorry, man, that was on me today, no problem. I just joined the meeting, put in the numbers, and it works. So it's like, you can't fill up the meeting, right? You can't do the meeting or schedule. You know, oh, I could, I just started. No, but that's what we.
Okay, now I'm back in.
Back in now?
I'm back in, yeah. And yeah, the passcode is U9N, big case.
U9N? You said UN.
Or UN or it's U, I'm sorry, it's U9N. That's my bad. Then in lowercase YAJ. Now, how in the hell did I miss the 9?
Hold on. So I have to start all over again. No, but the name, where do I got a U in it? I got, yeah. Okay. Can't you come right there? Yeah, that's okay. Okay. All right, yeah. 8, 9, 8. So I gotta put it in that start. Where is it? 1, 1, 0.
Okay, now I'm in.
2, 2.
Oh, you know what I put? I see what I did. I put a UN9 instead of U9N. I did it dyslexic. That's what happened. That's my bust. Hold up here.
U9N?
Uh-huh.
Capital U, 9, capital N. Y-A-J, right?
What did I say? U9N. Hold up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, I'm in. You should be in. I'm actually on Facebook right now, so I'm trying to send out a message. What it is there, so it's.
But nobody else gonna be getting either, man.
I got a feeling I'm gonna be getting calls here in a minute if they want to get in it.
Resend it. So yeah, I think you need to resend the whole thing to everybody as best you can on Facebook. People start wondering, they need to be able to see the whole thing.
That's what I'm doing. D is the same. My bad. Yeah, I see that you're in. It might be just me and you.
Yeah, it is right now. That's it.
But like I said, well, it's supposed to start like right now, so I'm admitting you. Let me get back to where I am here. I got a whole lot of stuff up here. I see you. There you are.
Give me permission to record the meeting also.
I did. I just did.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see me?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Nope. I see you.
Okay. Well, good afternoon.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Let me hang up from you here on the phone here.
Oh, okay. Yes. Mine's hang up too. It's getting the echo.
I cannot believe that was a dyslexic problem there. I don't know how I screwed that up, because one number or one letter makes a big difference.
Oh, it makes a huge difference. Even an uppercase, lowercase makes a difference, you know?
You got that right.
The uppercase difference should have been lowercase difference. So if you have anybody that you were really anticipating being in, you should call them directly, you know?
That's
like, I don't know if Michael and Carolyn, are they gonna be in, do you know?
He's supposed to.
Yeah, if you have his number, call him and tell him to change, right? Because they may not check the Facebook.
I'm on the phone right now with him. And Sandra, a few people were supposed to be in it. A few folks said they were. Let me check something here real quick here. Chalk it up to old age.
Yep. Hey, man, that's the way life is.
Somebody just hit me up. Okay, let me somebody just hit me up here. Let me see. I'm putting on that page, if they get it, the updated deal here. And what did I say it was? Okay. I'm still on. I'm making some calls. Hold on.
Okay, no, that's good. I'm gonna call John. I told him, he said he's gonna try to get in. I'm gonna try to call him.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute my thing so it won't.
Your call has been forwarded to an auto.
Well, here's went the voicemail. So, Sandra said she was going to call. She was going to be in it. They have to redo it. Blocking myself. Hold on. G9N. Technology is whooping my tail here.
Can you see the people trying to come in, Leonard?
Yeah, I see Kyrie. Yeah.
Yeah, can you can click on him?
I just admitted him. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he got in with no problem.
Yeah, I just gave him the code.
Oh, you just gave him the code.
He just called me. Yeah.
Okay.
I just gave it to John.
Hey guys,
How you doing, man?
good.
What's going on?
What's up, big cuz?
You got it, man. We're trying to get regulated here, man.
I hear it. Let's do this. Good idea.
Let's do the dang thing. YHJ.
Now, let me see.
Start chatting. Okay.
Just text Sandra.
Do you see John? Is John trying to get in, Leonard? Do you see him?
I haven't seen him yet. Hold on here.
I'm surprised if I'm the co-host that I can't see people coming in. I don't know. I don't see anybody.
Hold on here. Let me yeah, you should be able to see folks. You cancel that out. Yeah, I got Kyrie. I see you. Now I see you there, big head.
You didn't see me before? You just heard me?
No, I was on another screen.
Oh, okay.
I was on another screen. What's going on with you, K-Dog?
Hey, nothing.
K-Dog getting a hat.
I'm relaxing on a Saturday. It's raining. That's what winter in California is rain.
I wish it was like that here. Winter here is twisters and,
It's really
and storms, man. Winter's here is hanging in your closet.
winter there is real winter. So
Oh man. Then it gets cold. You know, you've been ducking and dodging for 2 weeks, and then here comes the snow.
I hear that. It's raining, but I went out this morning. It was sunny and 60-something degrees, but I looked up and clouds was coming. So it's like, that's how it is. We going out there, it's winter. I tell you, it took me, I didn't turn the heat on in my house until a week ago.
Right.
I was holding on. Now I got it on, but I only got it on 68. So I gotta say, I don't be doing a lot of complaining. We just deal with the people that from California, they complain. If you have another perspective like me, I'm like, oh no, this is nothing to complain. I will never complain. I'm like, oh, this is nothing. I know what it could be.
There you go. So you know, here in the South, you know, 2 inches is a snowstorm.
Yeah.
They damn near closed the town down in Blytheville, man.
Yeah.
Really?
You get anything over 3 inches, man, these folks are scared to death. I'm like, man, I got my driver's license in 5 inches of snow.
Hey man, if y'all want to see some stuff, if we don't wind up getting a lot of people, I'll show y'all what a snowstorm is.
I know you got stuff.
Oh yeah, I seen them pictures.
I got pictures here that you done sent me. So because
I'll show y'all what a snowstorm looks like. It's more than 2 inches.
What was that one? What was that one about 2-3 years ago? And it was almost up to your doggone door. I was like, oh my God.
The snowstorms when you have to call people outside
to
come get you out.
Right.
Here comes John.
All right. Okay, he got in. Okay. Yeah, the letters are just misplaced, man. So everybody's got to know that.
Did you post it? Did you post the update in the?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I just did, and I sent it to people who said they were gonna join the meeting. So I've been trying to go back and forth.
Hey, you are. Hey, John.
What's up, huh?
I don't know if he can hear us.
He connected the audio.
His audio still connecting. Oh yeah, his audio not there yet.
All right.
He trying to get a little tech savvy. He got that East Tech behind him.
I see
A little tech savvy now. What's going on, son?
What's happening?
I was telling Sandy, I said, look at me, get a little tech savvy. You got that East Tech behind him. Go ahead, Scarab.
Right. Yep.
Come with your best self.
Let me hook Joe up real quick.
Okay. And call Debbie too, but she said she was gonna be out. She might not be home yet.
Oh, okay.
You know, so she said she had to drop Anthony off, and then she's gonna be
right.
Get there. So she doesn't have the information either.
And did you get to see that revamp video that I did of you and Michael?
I didn't see the revamp one. I saw the first one. Oh yeah, I did. No, take that back. I saw the one where you put in the images and stuff like that.
Right.
Nice. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I watched that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
With the image, yeah.
Thank you. I had to look past that myself.
With the images.
Yeah, I was digging for you. I said, I said, I know most of the stuff he's talking about, you know,
Yeah.
because I had to listen to every single thing y'all was,
I know.
you know.
I know, and then you put in a picture that related to what I was saying here. So
Yeah, exactly. You know,
you showed the people, and then you showed this here. I said that, and you showed the people there that made it really real. You know.
Yeah, I wanted to make it look like NBC News. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate your efforts, man.
You know, the life and times of Sandy Middlebrook. That's what I wanted to show.
Leonard,
With
Yes,
John.
sir.
can you punch in
Oh,
Joe?
I see him. Okay, I see him.
It's in waiting room.
I
Okay.
got him. He's connected. Who else was I trying to get? I was trying to get a hold on. I'm going back in Facebook here for a minute, but in just a second here. That last see that YAJ. YAJ is the last of it, if I remember right.
Right, that's right. Why just
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry for my dyslexia.
I'm totally sympathetic. I'm totally sympathetic here. So I was like, oh, okay, I understand.
Because when I did that, I said, well, it looks right, you know, I'll go ahead and I put it on up. But man, like I told Sandy, one letter or one anything will throw it off, you know.
Yep, because it's gotta, even if it was a lowercase versus uppercase, you know.
I'm gonna tell you, that's why you could actually change that. So I always come up with something that's simplistic, you know.
Well,
like
that was one. That was the one they gave me, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I change them.
I should have changed it.
Change it to something. I normally come up with a year or something that people will understand. Like just this, I would put up 2023. Anything that's easy to to do, right? Because some of this stuff is hard to type out on your phone or something too. You know, it makes it harder. You know,
right.
You got uppercase, lowercase, number. That gets too complicated. On the computer, it's not as complicated, but some people work it off their phone, and that makes it even harder to do this stuff, right? So you want to make it as simple as possible. You know, nobody's gonna tap into this stuff. You're not trying to hide from anybody. You know.
Oh, exactly.
Who the heck is going to steal our thing and try to get in on this Middlebrooks family reunion video? You know. I don't think the CIA cares. You know.
Who in the blue hell are they anyway?
And if they do, it won't matter what letters you put up there. They're still gonna get it anyway.
There you go. It's Middlebrook under every rock. Okay, so
hey,
they kin to somebody.
That's right.
That's it.
There you go, Joe.
Is that me?
Is that Joe? Yeah, I see him. All right. What's up, Big Joe?
Hey, y'all got it.
Oh, we wish we had it. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You like you're on the move, man. You're going from place to place.
Yeah, I am.
Let me
Yeah,
see.
John was setting me up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, is that what that was? I saw his forehead. I thought it was M&M Peanut. I didn't know.
Yeah, I had to go to my room. My little area.
I'm recalling Michael and Carolyn back. I know he's got that short-term memory. He might have forgot it was today or what have you.
Yeah, now you have to remind folks, we forget, man. You know, this is where we are.
I keep going to his voicemail.
I do this with guys in my fraternity. We're all the same age. I call guys an hour before, and then I call them back the next day, and I said, "Man, you weren't there." He said, "Oh, I forgot." I said, "Man, it was at 3. I called you at 2." Oh,
right. Let me call his other number too.
I'm to the point where I just did this last Saturday.
Calling is not available.
Me and the girl, we said, oh, we got to make sure we don't leave the house and forget this thing. And we said, oh yeah, we said to each other. We left the house 5 minutes later, forgot the thing.
I know the feeling.
You talk about an hour. I'm talking about 5 minutes.
5 minutes to 2 people, right?
That discuss, don't forget this thing. I mean, we specifically said it out loud. It ain't even just like we thought it. We said it to each other. Oh yeah, let's make sure we don't forget the thing. 5 minutes later, 5 minutes later, it was we're 5 minutes away from the house, drove, and we just said we don't forgot the thing. Like,
I've been there many times.
So you're talking about an hour, Dad. I'm talking about 5 minutes.
I know. I hear you.
I'm not getting anything from him, so ain't no telling where he's at. The way he been traveling, the way he been
Probably out eating somewhere. They've been eating good.
the way he been traveling, he might be in Italy somewhere. I
Don't
don't know.
tell him. Don't
Back
tell
on
him.
the move again.
Don't
Every
tell
time
him.
he turn around.
He
But-
can't. He
You didn't
came.
touch my name, my friend.
He came through Boston. And he went to places I've never been before,
Oh
right?
no, no, you ain't gonna see yours because I ain't seeing mine.
Or because of Joe? Or you don't see your own name? You see
Right.
my name?
Yeah, Joseph
Okay.
Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, I see. Okay. I
Stick
see
with us, Joe. Stick with us now.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I should update my name with a location, huh?
yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
be moving for the whole thing, that's all.
I'm gonna do that. Everybody try to put where I think that's important. Try to put where you are behind your name. Let me just see. You go to I forgot how you do that. Where do you go to change that?
Just go to on the screen, look at yourself, and there's a little dots. Put the cursor on your screen, and then you see
Okay.
dots in the corner, right hand corner,
Yep.
Three
and go
little
down to
dots.
rename,
Oh yeah. Okay.
and you can do it right there. I
Okay.
think this is not a permanent rename. This rename
okay.
is just for this session. If you want to
Gotcha.
rename it for every single meeting you do, you got to go
Okay.
into like your profile.
Got you.
Yeah, mine's come up every time. And
'Cause
Joe's too.
yeah, yours is set in your profile.
Yeah.
This I'm just renaming mine for this meeting. Where am I? So you guys will know. I'll be in Oakland today, I guess.
Bam, there you go.
I mean, because
Yeah.
the city I live in is actually Newark, which of course you'd be thinking New Jersey and stuff like that, but it's in Newark, California. I'm 20 miles from Oakland, so I put
Oh, so you
Oakland
just
because you'll see
go
Oakland, you'll
with
know.
Oakland.
You'll know Oakland. If I said Newark, people would be like, Newark, are you in New Jersey now? I'd be like, no, I'm not in New Jersey. I'm still in California.
Kyrie, I gotta tell you, man, when I was stationed in Alameda, man,
Yeah.
I used to tear Oakland apart, man.
Yeah.
Telegraph Road was my road, man.
That's right.
Oh my God.
That's right.
I
It
used to have
still
a
is. It
ball,
still
man.
is.
It's still rolling like that?
It still is. Yeah. So I mean, I'm in Alameda. I mean, my city is in Alameda County. So I'm in Alameda,
Okay.
but it's just not, just not Oakland. But yeah. So so I know that Telegraph Road, yeah, it still is.
I had a ball, man, between
Yeah.
Alameda, Oakland, Berkeley, because I was stationed up there in Mare Island up there at the base.
Oh, yeah. I've been up there.
Yeah, so I stayed down in the Bay Area, man. Every weekend I was down there. So man, I had a good time. Sure did. Might be just us, y'all. I don't know.
All right. Hey, it's impromptu, but we learn something. You know what I mean?
There
Every
you
time
go.
you do, you learn something. Yeah.
There
We
you
have,
go.
we have to be more careful with setting this stuff up, right? But that's a learning experience,
Well, yeah, it's been a year.
How-
So what, was it
How many
last
hundreds of other family members on this thing anyway?
Hundreds.
How many? Where are they?
Look like we're the only ones who just recently communicated with each other who ended up on here.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
the
see,
ones
that's almost what you have to do when you do this. You hate to say it, but see, you can tell people weeks ahead of time. And I do this with my group, couple of groups, right? And these are people who, quote unquote, will be, kind of intelligent folks, right? It doesn't matter. You still got to tell them right before, and then you still lose some people. Just like I said, just like Kyrie said, 5 minutes, you told them 5 minutes ago, and then they still hang up and say,
Yeah.
and I posted.
I know something was going on, but I can't remember.
I'm gonna tell you, because even now, okay, so even now, I didn't see this in the group. Dad called me this morning. So D, I'm gonna tell you, I would have sleep, but immediately, these things you do have to learn. When I hung up the phone with you, I set an alarm for 1:55. When the alarm went off, I was totally caught off guard. I didn't know it was anywhere that close. I was sitting around. I would have totally missed it without the alarm. I was like, what the heck? I was like, oh my God, are you serious? It's 1:55 already? If I hadn't set the alarm, I'd have missed it. So I mean, I have learned these things at this point in time. I'm gonna tell you guys, I know I ain't quite where any of y'all here are, but I'm just telling you, I've gotten somewhere in age. And I'm telling you, I would have forgot.
No.
I know that at
I'm gonna
age,
tell you,
man.
that's the other thing you have to understand too, right? You tend to think everybody's in your zip code, right? Most of this stuff emanates from like the East Coast or something like that, right? So when I put up something and I'm thinking that it's 5 o'clock here, like he just said, it's only 2 o'clock where he is,
And that's why I posted.
People mess up because you put the wrong time up and they think, oh, yes, at 5 o'clock.
Right. And I
And they,
three
you
time
know,
zones, I
that's the
put
time you
talk
told
about
them,
that.
you
Yeah, he
know,
put all the time zones in. Now that was very, just say
that's
FYI,
good
that was great. He had all the time zones in the
in the
thing
thing.
in the post. That was
Yeah.
great. So just say that
I
was
did
very
do
good.
that.
Because the difference really makes a big difference, right? Even when you set them up, because you set them up, if I set them up convenient to me, and it's not convenient to you because you're asleep,
Right, right.
Then that messes people up too. You really do. Like we have a lot of people who live in California on these things I'm doing. I always have to think about, well, what are these people doing? And is
We
there
don't have anybody, because we don't have anybody in the Dakotas that I know.
Yeah.
Anybody in Wyoming or whatever. That's why I didn't put a mountain time up there, because that would have really confused folks.
Yeah, you throw in mountain time, then mountain time really confused stuff.
Yeah.
How many time zones are there anyway? There's
four.
Four. But he did put the fourth one, mountain time.
Yeah, I left out mountain time and I put up Pacific time.
And
we might have to end up redoing this.
Oh no, we're gonna have to redo this. There's no doubt about that. This is we
this is a good test drive though, anyway.
Yeah. But the thing, just so we at least should talk about it, right? The main thing was talking about this, trying to do a family reunion this year coming up. And I was happy to see you in it, Kyrie, because anybody I know, I think you may be the only one that's actually done something in this city. They suggested. That's Destin, Florida, right?
Yeah.
So you at least have an experience of having done something, a major event in that city, right? So you kind of have an idea what that, the rest of us just talking about. I attended something because you were there, right? But none of these other people have ever been there before. So I think that if you don't have somebody in the city, it's kind of not the place to go. I don't want to go to Florida anyway.
It's an event. Well, I'll just tell you, it's an event city. So the city itself is prepared for events like this. So when you contact them and tell them what you want, it's not like they'll be like, oh yeah, they'll do, oh, we did one of them last week. That's what they're gonna say. You call hotels. So like the hotels, like the one I used, we were in the hotel and the hotel had a ballroom that I booked. Now I have to go back. I don't remember how much any of that stuff cost me, but there was a room, there was a room that was big enough. I had the ballroom for like a couple of days and I said I wanted to do it. I told them what I wanted to do. They were very, helpful and understood. You're trying to do an event. I got it. Here's how much the rooms are, the discounted rates, X, Y, Z. So that's basically if we were going to do that, that's what we want to do. We want to pick a hotel, and it's really not a hotel. You want to pick like a resort hotel. And that way you can have the fun during the off times when we're not doing meetings and stuff like that. And then check the prices. Again, I don't recall what the prices were at all. So, but the city is prepared for events. It's that kind of a place because it really there's nothing else to do there but events. That's what people go there to do. So
how about the what's that? Airbnbs?
Airbnbs. I'm sure they have them. I mean, I did hotel. I'm sure that
because that's what they was talking. They wanted to do Airbnbs. We still
going to need a meeting place, right? Airbnb for staying is fine.
Yeah.
If people want to get a bunch of Airbnbs and that's where we're going to stay, that's okay. Then we have to find a meeting place, right? So Airbnb is that's certainly always an option. I personally have never. I know loads of people that use Airbnbs. I've never used one, but I know lots of people that do it, and everybody that I know that does it says it's great. I don't know anyone that does it and has complained about it. And I haven't heard any bad stories. Like most of the time, it works out. They say, oh yeah, we had the Airbnb, we got it, did it, had a good time, and XYZ, no complaints at all. So I would say sure. It's just
I wish Candy was on here because she that's probably what they be doing a lot. Her and Coop, So it's they younger and they know how all that stuff goes.
I think it's really good. We definitely going to have to do this again, Kyrie, and I hope you're definitely there because you already have made some points that I wasn't thinking about. I think first of all, when you said this city is actually set up for this, right? That's important to understand. And the fact, like you said, the hotel, because see, again, I think this Airbnb thing sounds great, but if you're all in different places all over the place, you might have a nice spot that you like, but that doesn't do you any good when you got to get together sometime, someplace, right? Somebody's got to plan something to rent another spot or something, right? And then it gets down to the main point that I want to get to. I don't want to go to this doggone Florida. These folks are crazy in Florida. I don't want to give this guy any of my money because I'm not going to contribute. I just read an article today where they're talking about major conventions are getting out of Florida. They don't want to go there, and they're losing money, and the people in Florida are getting pissed off because what he has done has caused these major conventions like the NAACP.
Who is this you
organization.
talking about, Sandy? Because
DeSantis.
Just Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis.
The mayor,
The governor.
the governor of Florida, right?
Uh-huh.
He has created an atmosphere in the state that's
He's running for
not to
president.
go there, man. You know, so and we can talk about that all day. I'm gonna try to stay away from that because I get really pissed off, right? So, but I don't think that we as a black family should be going someplace where this guy's already said they don't want us anymore. You know what I mean? We got to find someplace in this country.
Trying to write us out of history.
Yeah, exactly. We got to find someplace in this country, where people are saying, hey, it's okay to be black. You know what I mean? And you can go there and take your family. We ain't got a lot of money, but we need to think about where we're putting it. You know what I mean? And so I would rather go someplace where we can put our money and feel like I at least gave my money to a few folks that feel like it's okay.
And here's
you know,
and me and Sandy had talked earlier. You know, we were talking about putting this meeting together. And one thing that you know, I wanted to address. You know, as soon as it was said at the reunion, at our last reunion, you know, there were a lot of gas and like, I don't know. And I really heard nothing but negativity about going to Destin, Florida. It's not about going there, even though with all that, their main thing is about the price and, you know, and making it affordable. You know, that's really the main gist of what a lot of folks are saying. But why would they call out Destin, Florida? Why would, you know, where'd that come from? You know, so there's nobody to host it there. There's nobody really lives there that can organize anything. And that has a lot to do with it too. You know, that's a major part of it, no doubt about it. Like the closest family we got to Destin, Florida is Jimmy Childs. He lives in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But that's across the state, you know.
Yeah.
He's not gonna go back and forth just to be organizing something in Destin. You know.
Yeah. I think
I get as a Dad, you're right. I mean, as someone who went to college in Florida, I was pro Florida. This whole thing is new. I mean, you know, this guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was never a perfect place. It's always been that color state. However, what's happening now in the last 8 years, right? It's some nuisance. So you're right. I agree with you on that part. For the planning part, I feel I did pretty good planning. I planned that event, what I did in Destin, all remote from California, and it went off fine.
Yeah.
So because the city is prepared for it. So you don't need to do a whole lot of be there. You can do it from the phone because they're already set up. You just tell them, hey, I want to do this, and people are going to say, oh yeah, we can do it, we can't do it, and things like that. And you can pretty much plan it. So I wouldn't be as much worried about the plan. In fact, heck, I could plan it. Because I'm saying you can do it remote. It's not the kind of place where you really need to be there. So that part I'm saying that doesn't worry me.
Well,
but
like
what you said is
like I said,
I do acknowledge that very much so.
Well, like I said, the main thing that people are worried about is the price.
Yeah.
Right. And that I would say that we could in the next week doing a basic amount of research, we could come up with a ballpark of what it would cost and to see, is it as high as people think or not? And just to say, here's what it looks like it'll be. And if we, with a couple of locations, and then we can just it wouldn't be speculation. We can take the speculation out. We can say, here's what it'll cost and be done with it. And it'd take less than a week to do it.
Well, I tell you what, use that as a measuring stick. And let's do this again. And have the figures, and then bring it in since it was suggested then, and see what the reaction will be.
I think your input is very good, Kyrie. Let me just say this, because I think you're right about Destin, Florida, but not only is that true, that's also true of some other cities, right? Because going back to what I just read, and I just read this today. It's up on this, and you can go up on the internet and Google it. I just read an article just today. They were talking about these major conventions that are leaving Florida because of this, and the people are pissed off at these convention centers because they're losing all this money, right? So, I mean, they're talking about millions of dollars they're losing, right? And one of the places they're going is like to Texas. They said, hey, the heck with you, we'll go to Dallas. You know what I mean? So I'm not necessarily
against the same color.
Same color as Florida.
It's the same color state.
At least they're not out. I mean, let's face it, right? And Leonard,
Yeah.
you're the one that's really in the South, right? There's some racist stuff going on right now in the South.
You
And
got
it's
that
like
right.
that all the time, but now it's come to the top, right? It's like, it's not this dude Trump didn't cause it. It was always there.
It was already there. He just
opened up the
Brought it
floodgates,
He
right?
broke it up.
I'm not trying to say that Texas is better than Florida, because it may not be. The dude in Texas is crazy too. He's in a
Yeah,
wheelchair.
he's
He's out of his mind. This dude
Yeah.
Right.
is in a wheelchair and he's crazy, right? But
Oh yeah, Greg Abbott. Oh yeah, he's a
yeah,
Yeah.
but at least at this point, the dude is not saying I'm gonna take the books out, and Roberto Clemente is not a person or something like that, man. These guys are doing stuff down there to me that's just totally unacceptable. I mean, this is ridiculous, man. I don't
And he
want
don't care.
anybody
care.
just claiming
Just-
that we don't exist to the extent that he's doing it outright in the front. These other dudes believe the same thing. Don't think me get me wrong, right?
Yeah, just don't
So,
be
they're
near
just
the
not saying
bus
it
when
out
they
front.
start shipping people out.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
you want to at least go someplace where these people are holding themselves in check at this point.
Right.
Because if you start saying you're not gonna go where there's almost no place you can go.
Yeah.
Because we know they're all, you can come where I am, right? Understand that. I'm not trying to say that I'm sitting in a place where there's nobody like that, because even here, they got people like that. They're like that in Cleveland. We know that they're everywhere.
Oh, yeah, you got that right.
So you just want to go someplace where you have a certain amount of a welcoming thing that you can set up an environment and do what we want to do and feel like you're doing something. Hopefully there's some Black folks there where you can feel like you're contributing some money, if you can, to the Black community, if you can, right? And you can feel good about your experience. That's to me, that's not Florida.
Once upon a time they had talked about wanting to go to the plantation.
Yeah,
I was getting ready to
that.
bring that up. I was getting ready to bring that up.
We never heard about that again.
Because one of the other kinfolk kind of threw a little monkey wrench in there, kind of, sort of. But we got family down there. We were talking about Stanton, Tennessee, where all of our aunts and uncles came from, and they have hotels and stuff in Brownsville, Stanton, Mason, in that area. It's only like about a half hour out of Memphis. Me and Chris used to go to Mason all the time, and we got family down there of every color. We stopped at a gas station and I put my ID out, and the lady said, "You remember Brooks?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "I am too." I'm like, "Shut the front door." She said, "Yeah, I'm remember Brooks too." The girl over the counter said, "I want you." I'm like, "You're kidding me." Wow.
I think that's excellent. Only thing about that, is that really does require organization now, right? You got to have some family that's really set to try to organize, because now you're going
I talked to Annette a night or two ago, and while she was telling me some other yak about what's going on with them, we brought that up, and she said, "Well, we close enough, we can go down there. They're close enough to organize. They're right there in Memphis." So. And I said, Bible's what, an hour and 40 minutes, not far. I said, I could help, So it was just an idea, but I said, we've never actually had one down really in the heart of Middleburg country. Because that's the heart of Middleburg country. And we got a lot of kinfolk down there that we don't even know, And like I said, one of your kinfolk, and I don't want to bring up her name, but she kind of tried to flip the script and infiltrate our thing and make it her thing, which it ain't her thing, it's our thing, And they kind of had folks a little step back. They weren't upset, but a few of ours were. So I'm not gonna get into that. That was kind of deep, but it came on back to where it should be. But I figured, why not? Matter of fact, me and A.T. Easter we talked about that 15, 20 years ago.
No, that would be great too, as far as East is concerned, because
they could go close enough where they can go.
Yeah, that would be something. Now she's probably not gonna come to Destin, Florida. See,
no, she ain't coming to Destin, Florida.
So just because of the distance, I mean, it's not all this other stuff I'm saying, but just the distance and getting there and all the aggravation, it's gonna be out of at this stage of her life. That's probably more that she wants to go through. but she would most likely go there, right? I think that's an excellent idea. Like I said, if the family members down there are willing to go through the effort that it will take to kind of plan that, because you probably need to rent a bus or something to get some people down there that's not driving, and it would take some real thought to make it work. But I think it's an excellent idea. Not just once,
Someplace different,
Yeah.
Memphis. It's not Blackville. It's not Cleveland. It's
Yeah.
not Detroit. The regular spots. But it's more closer to us than any place we have reunion, except for Blackville in Cleveland.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I just think it would just require definitely some people who are committed to the organization there locally to make sure it happens, right? So if a committee of people, because it's going to take more than one person, because most times when you do something like this, all of the effort falls on one person, right?
Right.
They damn near come out of this thing dead at the end, I mean, and it's really a thing that you do, and you don't really get credit in the end. I don't care how people tell you, oh, thank you very much. I mean, you really don't get the credit you deserve for having to try to pull this off.
And it's just like the last reunion, it wasn't all Eric. It was Eric, it was Cookie, it was Annette, it was Jeffrey, it was it was Bridget. I mean, it was a gang of folks, and you got to have a gang of folks around you to throw a reunion. It's impossible to throw a family reunion by yourself.
It is.
It's impossible. Or Kimmy Middlebrooke brought up something, and I said, well, we did that a few years ago, but it ain't Easter. Because, okay, we broke it up. This is when I was with Ruby. This is what we had in Memphis, 2004, I think it was. Me and Ruby handled the meet and greet and the party. Everybody was given a job. You handle this part, you handle this part, you handle this part, and put it all together, and that was it. It was me, Chris, Deborah, Ruby, Auntie, Uncle, Annette, Laura. I mean, we were all in it, and it came out great, That was the one, John, that year you had the flashing buttons. You remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And we got that club for absolutely free. It cost us nothing. The lady just said, she was talking about, well, I want to get some folks in here for Saturday night. I said, I got a crowd for you. She said, well, we'll go ahead and have set up and everything. I said, everybody's coming in is going to have a flashing button. And all those folks are family. You were there, Kyrie. You remember that?
I remember the flashing button trip.
There you go. Everybody came here with family.
Let that stand out.
Didn't cost us a dime. We had a ball. And that was only our job, the meet and greet and setting up the party. That was it. So, if everybody had their own little thing to do, it wasn't all on one person, There's a lot of people saying, who threw the reunion? I say, hell, we all did. All of us threw it, so if they can get that kind of mentality, then it'll work. And we plotted it out, we planned it out, what would cost and what have you. Everybody got their money back, nobody got broke. There was money in the treasury and what have you, and that's another thing. There's nobody's handling the treasury no more. There's no more real organization, and that has to come back into play too. And that's my opinion too. But
but again, obviously this meeting won't do it, but we need to have obviously a meeting with a much wider group of the family than do this. But I think you're right about that part too. We need to at least have a couple of people that quote unquote are the organizers of the family, even if they're not organizing the reunion, just someone to make sure that what we're doing right now happens, right? This kind of discussion, because
somebody can go back to. Somebody they can go back to.
Right,
whoever's doing it.
Exactly. And I think bringing up the stuff that you're talking about, that you brought up about that the experience you just had is important, because when you're in the back working on something, people don't know. You just know because I just come, right? I don't know that you were able to get this place and didn't cost anything because of this, but that needs to be known, because it lets us know that things can happen that we don't even understand. Because if you're in an area where you got relationships with people and stuff like that, you can get things done that someone else couldn't do because they're not there. I mean, I can't go to Destin, Florida and get anything accomplished other than talk to some event planner, right? I don't know nobody in Destin, Florida. If we were to do something in Boston, I know some people that I can get some stuff done in Boston, but it's
Of
still gonna
course,
cost you
right. Of
$40.
course.
It's gonna cost you $40 to stay in a hotel because I can't do nothing about that, right?
Right.
You know, so you don't want to come here, right? You really don't, right? But you know, but you know, knowing that we could get that kind of things happening down there means that something like you just suggested, Leonard, we could really pull that off. And I think that at least once, you know, it would be great to do something as close to where the Middlebrooks family kind of started as we could. You know,
Or at least try, you know, or
worth,
at least
you know,
try, you know.
Yeah, I think that
it
would
may
be
not
worth
be
the effort.
successful, but at least try, you know.
And particularly while Easter's still around, still where we still have somebody who's the foundation of the family. You know what I mean?
He's the last Mohican.
You know,
He's the last Mohican, man.
that would be like
ain't
that
no
would be a great thing for her before, you know, before her time comes. You know what I mean? That would be great.
Because all of her brothers and sisters are gone. She's the last
Yeah.
of the last, you know.
It could be like a thing we said. That could be the whole thing. A
Right.
reunion for Easter. You could call it that. You know what I mean?
You know, the thing was too, they said before, you know, as long as she's living, we should be giving it down there.
I think so too.
That was brought up too. That was brought up too this year. Yeah, that was brought up too. You know, it was like, and John will tell you, you know, when we were doing the pictures, you know, we were setting up, and John said, "Well, how do you think we should set them up?" I said, "Number one, auntie and uncle don't even need to move. You put the family. We're gonna put the family around them. They can walk. They need help, and we put them around them, and that was it." John did a good job on the pictures, man. I liked.
Y'all did a great job. I gotta give y'all some information. I'm gonna hold back until y'all ready to take it. I got comments to tell y'all.
Oh, go ahead. I mean, you know, I was just snapping just to snap. John did the main pictures.
I'm gonna give y'all some more instruction on doing this stuff.
Okay.
Y'all did a great job, though. Let me tell you, y'all really did. Because it's not easy to do. Let me tell you that.
Oh man, look here, Sandy. Folks were everywhere. Do you hear me?
It's not
we were at the library out in Germantown, Tennessee, and people were literally everywhere, all around. So me and John trying to corral these folks up, you know. So Mike had a mic, and I almost got on there, you know, y'all need to get in this picture.
Hey man, it's like corralling. It's like corralling kittens, man. I understand.
What are you talking about?
It's like trying to get kittens together, man.
It's like getting a litter of puppy dogs together, man.
I've done this all over the country with all kinds of folks. It's always.
Do y'all hear us? Do you hear us down there?
And no matter who you're dealing with, and everything, whatever you want to say, education level, careers, blah blah blah, it's always the same.
Church
folks,
the education level, the churches they in, all of it doesn't matter. You think, well, man, I'm dealing with some folks that are really smart people. They got degrees. They're a judge. You got somebody in the back of the thing. He's a judge. He's in charge of everything. He's going.
Right.
Kyrie, I'll share this with you. We was up there, and then we were up there in Detroit for the 50th, and everybody was basically in the same spot. But you couldn't hold them all damn together. It took Sandy still about a half hour, 45 minutes to get everybody together. I'm like, everybody's pretty much right here in the same general area. You hear us, okay, we're getting ready to take the family picture. We're getting ready, you know. I was like, man, listen.
It's funny. Right. And then see, years from now, these same people are the same ones say, how come I'm not in that picture?
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
These same people, 2 years from now, you say, how come you say, man, look.
And then the main thing cracked me up about this year. John said, okay, I'm gonna take 5. Now I'm trying to be the hype man. I'm trying to hold him. Okay, number 2 coming up. All right, get ready. Took that one. Number 3 coming up. Boom, we got that one. Okay, here comes the 4th one. Boom, took that. Number 5, who was that? I don't know who that was. Shoot, I'm tired of standing. I said, well, take your ass on. Number 5, y'all.
We had somebody who was sitting down.
Yeah. I was like, bye then.
I'm like,
I said in my head, you ain't
split up quick too.
Hey Joe, I said, hell, you ain't no kidding me no damn way. You married him. Bye. It don't matter.
Hey, people can get away quick.
I got a guy here in Boston, right? I've been taking pictures of these dudes, man, in my fraternity for 30, 40 years. This guy has been an officer at least 10 years out of this thing, right? Every time I try to take a picture of the group, man, this dude is always the one that doesn't want to let me do stuff. Right? I said, let him go, no, right? So all these years I've been doing this. Now, all of a sudden, after so many years, he comes to me and says, hey, we need to do a memorial of the thing and have all this stuff and show all these pictures, man. I want you to get this guy, look at this dude like, yeah. Are you out here getting mad? I'm not going to do anything for you. Right. You're going to call me grief. For 40 years, man. I was in a church one day, right? This is a historic church here. Well, the brothers, right? I said, man, let's get together in this church, man, because this is a big place to be in, man. We want to show that we were here and the brotherhood was in this church and Martin Luther King had been in this church. This is a big deal. You know, the dude said, no, man, we can't do this now. We ain't got time. I said, man, it's only going to take a second. It takes 125th of a second to take a damn picture. That's all it takes. Right? No, man, we ain't got time. So I said, okay. So then he spends a half an hour, 45 minutes talking in the church. I said, you don't want to do this, but I said, okay, that's okay. So I don't take any more pictures of this guy for 10 years. He's not in one picture that has anything to do with this organization now. And they look at pictures, they say, well, where is so-and-so? I said, I don't know.
So what do you mean?
When I went to school at Fisk, right? I'm taking pictures of all these folks, man. This one dude came and harassed me. I'm a little guy, man. So I said, "Did you harassing me?" You know? He said, "Yeah," or whatever. I don't remember, right? I said, "Oh well." For years, I didn't take pictures of this guy. Right. He's not in any yearbook at Fisk University. Not one picture. Are you serious? People say, well, who was he? I said, I don't even know. You remember? Nobody knows because he doesn't appear in any of the stuff at the school, man. I wiped him out completely. I said, man, you're messing with the wrong person if you want to be down here.
Borderlines.
That's it. You're gone. That's it. I'm not going to go through no changes with you, man. I'm just not going to get you with anybody. Ever. You want to be in, but you don't want to be in. Okay. You know, I said, so be careful who you screw around with, man. You know, exactly. Because it's the little things, man. You know, that's the reason this other dude is this dude I don't want to talk about is doing so well because he understands how to deal with that kind of stuff to keep yourself in the news, man. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about this guy that you hate because as long as they can't muzzle his mouth and keep him out of the news, he's going to be an aggravation. Exactly. Until they lock him up and shut him up, they got problems. I got. You know, once you waste somebody like this guy I'm talking about, nobody even knows who he is. There you go. I got a story. You know? Sandy, I think I told you I hinted on it a little bit. I'll make it real short and sweet. When I was working for Mississippi County Equal Opportunity, our manager was leaving, and I wanted to get a group shot of everybody for her. I didn't want any real money off of it. I wanted everybody to give me like $5 so we could make a plaque for, you know, show our appreciation, what have you. And one of the people was talking, one of the ladies was saying, well, these are not worth $5. Okay, well, that's fine. Okay. We got it done anyway and what have you. Ironically, I've been doing the Juneteenth celebration down here for 6 years. And who writes my $1,500 checks? Her. Yeah. Okay. Karma's a summer, and every time I take that check, I just look in there and just I had a woman, right? I used to take all these Polaroid pictures, and people complain. You know, John, you must did Polaroid. Right? Oh man, I used to send them up at people's weddings. I know John did Polaroid, but I didn't know. Oh man, at people's weddings, man, I made more money because I would tell them at the wedding. I said, I'm gonna do your wedding, and in the corner, I'm gonna take Polaroid pictures of people with your name at the top, photographs at your wedding. I had a big thing going. I was making more money off the Polaroid pictures than the wedding, right? I had people lined up so much. I had people lined up so much that when they would cut the cake, they'd have to say, "Man, you got to stop so we can cut the cake," because everybody's out here in the hallway. Lined up to get a picture, right? And they don't want to leave because they've been in line for 25 minutes, right? They're going to lose their spot, right? But anyway, I was at this event, I'm taking these pictures, right? But I learned with women in particular, they would, oh, I hate that picture, right? So what I would do is take the picture, and show it to other people first.
Right.
So I take the picture and I show it to their friends. They say, "Oh, girl, you look good, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, great! Oh my goodness!" So by the time I
The
show it to
psychology there a little bit.
all these other people said it looks great. Now, I had this one woman. I took this really beautiful picture of her, and I showed it to all these people. And I showed it to her. She said, "Oh, I hate that." I looked at this thing, man. This woman ain't never looked this good in her life, right? And I said, "What the hell?" You know, she's getting on me. You know, "Oh man, you took a lousy picture of me." And I'm saying, "This is for people are paying for this, right?"
Right.
I said, "No, you have to pay for it." I gave her money back. I said, "I'm sorry." I think everybody else said, they said, "Oh, girl, she look good. You should take." No, I don't want her to look bad.
Right.
About 10 years later, guess what?
She wanted that picture, didn't she?
No, this woman passed away.
Oh.
Her family came to me to get the best picture of her to put on her program.
Shut the
That
fuck.
was it.
That was the one.
She got that picture anywhere.
There it is.
Hey, John, that rascal was ugly, wasn't she?
There it is.
She was ugly. Oh, Lord.
Mm.
Wow.
The family said, "Woo, this is the best picture we ever had of her." I said, "I know." So I saved it. I still have it.
Ain't that sad?
No picture I take ever disappears. I got every picture I ever taken. Every one.
I know that's right. Hey, to run it back though, but yeah, we need to do this again though. But let me ask you a question, Kyrie, while it's on my head. Do you you all the way across the coast? Organizing that wouldn't be a stretch for you or what? If it happened like that, like I said, I still think that
You talking about Destin? Talking about Destin?
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's Destin, I could do it. I could actually do it because nobody's there to do it. And so that means anybody that did it would be doing it remotely. So therefore, I could just as soon as do it anybody else. And since I'm saying I have successfully done it in that location, that's why I can confidently say, yeah, I feel I could pull it off and do the organization from here.
See, so I'm asking you that.
But the big thing is what I will do is I will do a slight amount of research and come up with a ballpark number. So I can so therefore, if people start talking about cost, I can say, here's the number. And the number may surprise us. It may be as high as we think. It may be lower. I really don't know. So right now, I'm not saying I don't know. I don't even remember 10 years ago how much I paid to do the thing. But so I can't even say it was high, it was low. I don't remember. But and then it's been 10 years. So even what it is, it ain't gonna cost that anymore. It's gonna be more. So, but I can do so I'm gonna do that in the next couple days, a little bit of research.
But the reason I ask you that, because I'm gonna ask you this, because you know a lot in our line, you know, are not really for it. It would be pretty much for the younger folks. The idea that I brought up, you know, which you know, I just brought it up because we've never done it before. If it happens, that would happen too. So at least it's a couple of ideas to juggle and bounce off, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's because because the idea has already been floated. I'll do this. I do agree with my dad.
But I will say though, it has not been very receptive. I will say that. I guess I would think that'd be more in the line of in your generation to do.
Oh, probably.
If you thought,
it's definitely
more. Yeah,
but
they're good for that. Yeah, they're good for that.
It's definitely
our generation. Our generation has not been very receptive. I'm just saying that because it's the truth. But you know, however it goes.
The concern I really have for it is that a lot of people at that age, you have children, right? And the cost when you start talking about not just yourself. See, I can make it because I don't have no kids, right? If you got kids to take along with you down here, your costs really
exactly. And that's another thing too. Yeah. That's another thing too.
And you also got to find something for them to do, right? When you're talking about adults, is one thing, but when you start bringing children into the mix, you got to try to do something so that they'll have some type of fun, right? And that's kind of tough.
It's like when they all got together not too long ago, you know, and had this trip down here, you know, which was good, but it was all adults. It was all them.
Yeah.
You know, and they could do things that they wanted to do.
Yeah.
But if you have, you know, you got like Sandy said, if you got kids and everything else, you know, it sets a whole different parameter on things. So
Yeah, if you're just talking about hanging out and going, you know, I mean,
hanging out, drinking, you know, wearing speedos, you know,
smoking some
and
cigars or whatever we
smoking
might do.
good, and
You know,
getting
I get
jacked
it.
on up. Hey,
Yeah, I get it. You know, it's not too hard to do that, you know, but there's other stuff. If you want it to continue to be a family affair,
right.
you know, and it's a little bit different. And also the needs that you know are a little bit different. I mean, you're not coming, like I keep talking about, like you're not coming here for tourism, right?
Right.
You know, you're coming to get together with your family in a place. The
Mhm.
place doesn't really matter as much. Now, that's why what you're saying makes so much more difference, Leonard, because you're talking about a place where the place does matter, right? The place has significance, right? You know, otherwise the place doesn't really matter. You just want a place you can get together. You can get together anywhere, you know, as long as it's family.
You
You
can
know,
go in Stanton, Tennessee, and I've seen some places that had to make your mouth drop. And you're like, wow,
yeah,
this is all this used to belong to us.
yeah, yeah.
And there
Just
are some spots down there that still do belong to us. In
yeah.
family way, you know, you got the
That
kids
that
down
that
there,
to me,
you
yeah.
got
To
the
me, that
members,
would be
you got the
that would be
kings,
an
you got
experience
the
that would be
cooks.
great, and for the kids too, just to understand. Because I think a lot of now is the history being lost for us, and we're older, all of us. You know, we right now we're at the age where all of us that are on this call right now, we're pretty old, right?
You
So we're
speak
talking
for
about
yourself. You speak for yourself on that.
the folks down below our age, though, right? They the stuff we're talking about, they really have no clue, right? They don't know the other. You say Easter's the last one, if you will, but they don't know people down below that at all, you know.
They don't. They
So
really don't.
that whole family history, if you will, is being lost, you know. So I think that we need to make them understand the family history that we don't, at least I don't even have really good handle on. You probably, Leonard, have, but I don't. So we need to do stuff to make it real for them. And so I think what you're saying, Leonard, is really a great thing if we could do that, you know, go there and just experience that, you know.
Be honest, to be absolutely honest with you, for a lot of them it is lost because you know they didn't have what we had, all of us talking, you know, they didn't have that, you know, and it's you know, it is what it is. It's the nature of the beast. But you know, for a lot of them, it is lost. If I could bring up some names, they wouldn't know what I was talking about because they hadn't experienced it. They hadn't been through it. You know,
Some of them weren't born.
who's Uncle Hot? Who's Uncle Mallett?
They weren't born.
You know, like, you know,
No.
and I will give Mary Louise credit. She tried to keep that up. She did keep that up as she was going, but you know, after a while, you know, and we got a fertile family. You know, and all these kids around you, they don't halfway know who their grandmama and granddaddy is, you know. Half the time the mama out with the granddaddy. It wouldn't be like mama got, I bet you this is Michael calling me right now. I bet you that's him calling. Oh no, it's Sandra calling. That's Sandra calling. Hey cuz. Okay, the numbers are right. The code is wrong though. And we've been on for a minute though, but it's been us though. Call out that number, John.
The new one code
Yeah. The numbers are right.
is capital U
Capital U
9,
9.
capital N.
Wait a minute. Hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute, John. Do what now? It won't let you type the letters. What letters?
They had the code. They had the number part. Tell them to put the numbers first.
Yeah, put the numbers first and then put the code in.
Yeah, the ID. Put the ID numbers
Yeah,
first.
put the ID number in first. Call out the number, John, because I can't see it there.
898
898
1106
1106
6224.
6224. I don't know. Well, it was on the post that I put up there. Okay, and that code. Let me give you the code, and you should get in. And it's what is it now, John?
Capital U
Capital U
9,
9,
capital N,
capital N,
small y
lowercase y,
lowercase a,
lowercase a,
lowercase j.
lowercase j. And if I see you, I'm gonna pipe you in. I'm looking. Matter of fact, must be my ESP. There you go. I see you. I see. I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to let you in right now. Here's Sandra. I'm hanging up. Okay, I got you. All right. Yeah. Okay. We on. Okay, you should be on.
No picture. She gotta unmute. There.
Hey, John,
Hey, how you doing?
do you see me?
No, I don't
No,
see you.
we don't see your apple head yet.
Hold on. Tasha's iPhone. One second. We're still working on it.
Gotta allow.
Wait. No, wait.
Turn the camera on.
Oh,
Oh, she knocked herself out.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's gone.
She's gone. Okay, come back. I'm bringing her back in.
There she go.
now why we can't get the camera?
We know whose iPhone it is. It's Tasha's.
Yes, it is. It's not mine. I'm still in Rantoul.
Hey, that child, she don't know how to work a phone.
Who, me?
It's my tablet. I'm trying to get the camera.
Is that Malibu Barbie?
No, this is not Malibu Barbie. That's the other one.
Oh.
This is Tasha, my friend.
Oh, okay.
Do you got a allow button there or?
You want to?
Oh.
Hold on. Can you hear me though?
Oh, we hear you fine. How the hell we talking to you? We can't hear you. Hello, hello.
You guys stop it.
Tatiana, come here.
It's the camera.
It's the camera.
Did you ever talk to Mike? Leonard, did you ever talk to Mike?
So why does this
No,
not
I
start?
called him 2, 3
Okay.
times. You know, I
We'll
got
call him.
while I got everybody up, I'm gonna try him again.
We're trying to get the camera.
They probably up at the steakhouse.
Okay.
Thank you, Sandy. I do have to thank you for while I'm thinking about them for teaching Southern folks how to eat real lobster. I said getting a lobster poor boy is not eating lobster. You need to eat it off a plate.
I don't think I told you about how you know lobster, man. I don't know about you know lobster.
He was talking about he didn't like lobster. I said, you ain't eat lobster if you had it in the sandwich.
This is her
You
here.
have to have it on a plate, man. I'm like, come on now. And once he had it, oh man, I just love that. I said, yeah, I know you do.
no, I mean, you get lobster in New England, so I mean, yeah, but you know, and you don't eat it on a plate, like not this.
I love lobster, Kyrie. I love lobster, but I want to crack the shell open. I want it from claw to tail, okay? Lobster tails are all right, but I want a lobster.
I have no idea myself.
There's a thing.
The thing is right there.
Right, my camera's there.
I still get answers and say, come on, Tasha. Come on, girl. Work your magic.
I'm working on it.
It's your phone.
It's my tablet. I've never done it on here.
When you entered, it should have asked you.
I think she put something else.
It should have asked for a video.
Yeah.
There should be a button over there to the side that says, do you see where the mute button is for the sound?
Up here.
Yeah, it should
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, but
Next to it, there
But
should
the
be
thing is,
something.
the thing
I
is,
think
on
that
a
is it.
tablet, we're on computers,
What
Dad.
you?
They on a tablet.
Oh,
So
okay.
what they see is gonna be
No.
different from what we see. I know that.
Different.
So
Oh, okay.
There you go. That makes
our
the
advice is
difference
not
right
gonna
there.
work for what they're
Okay,
seeing. They're not,
that's
it looks different.
It's located. I understand. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I would say try to rejoin, but that's when you're live.
But we all waiting on.
I know, guys. Keep talking though. Who's all on?
Oh, the things we've
Well,
been
you can
talking
see,
about. I'm
oh,
on
you
with,
can see what's
oh.
going on.
Well, we
on.
need more people on than this.
Oh, we're on from coast to coast.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again sometime soon.
Oh yeah, we hit some points though, but you
Well,
know,
ain't Shirley gonna come on?
oh, Shirley, no, Shirley ain't coming on.
And grab it.
Well,
It's recorded.
Shirley probably down at the casino.
Leave it and go back, and then it
I'm
asks.
gonna go to your settings.
Because when we left, it asked something about.
Yeah, but you said you want to record. You don't want to record. You just want the video.
Zoom.
Who that is?
Where's the app Zoom?
We got the youngster up here.
I hear.
Here it is, don't it?
There's camera.
John, that's why I love my desktop, man. I'll never get rid of a desktop.
Doing these things like this, yeah. I use the phone.
Well, I'm on
emergency, but
me and Joe on our phone.
Oh, there she goes. Let me see if I get something now. Okay.
So somebody else connecting to auto.
Oh, there she is. I see her.
Yeah.
I see that apple here. There she is. What's that,
You on
girl?
2 different devices or what?
Well, we're doing a whole bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, I see you guys now.
Oh, there you
All
are.
right, hey.
Hey.
So you walking around?
Hi, now I just got off work, so don't be looking at my head and saying, what the hell she got, what's going on there?
Exactly what
Well,
we're
in
looking.
in her defense, she said she was gonna be running home to try to get on it. So really, she ain't late. She said she was gonna be a little bit late. She had
Right. A little
work
bit.
overtime, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, hey, girl. Well, we've been
so how's everybody doing?
We doing all
Hey,
right.
okay.
Doing good.
We've been deep into this reunion thing, and we've come up with just a couple of thoughts and what have you. We're probably going to do this again, but basically just talking about Destin and what have you, and if you want to enlighten on, because I remember you were kind of in the conversation too about Destin, and Kyrie said he's hooked up things about Destin, but we've been kind of bouncing back the yays and the nays and why and what for us. So is there anything that you'd like to add or like to express with that? Because remember, you were there when it was brought up at the reunion.
Yes, it was just supposed to have been brought up. It wasn't supposed to have been where we were actually going to make a decision. And if I will say this, if the decision is to go there, I will not be attending. I won't plug in. Several reasons. One is that Santos, the governor of Florida.
We brought that up too. Oh yeah.
Oh, did you? We have to stick with the alignment of not putting our money in a area that is not welcoming to us as Black people. You know, they want our money, but they don't want to help us and get our lives together. They don't want to teach Black history. There's so many things they don't want about Black people. So my mom said she's definitely against that. And I'm definitely against it as well. And then not only Destin, you have nobody that's going to be controlling the family reunion. So it's like, you're going to get there. This person might be way over here, and this person might, a house might be over here. And it's just, I don't think it's going to be organized enough to where it feels like a reunion. It would feel like a vacation, and you may not see your family, or you may see them. I don't know. And so I'm not really keen on that place, but I do like the idea, but I don't like
the location.
The location.
And that was, and that's been basically the main beef about it. And then number two, as far as price is concerned, because Destin is not a cheap area, and I agree with you. It's just a whole other little different thing. Now, Kyrie said he could do it remotely, but and then after I thought about the thought that he had made, but in theory, you're not still there. You know, you can't see exactly what's going on. So you won't really know what's happening until you get there, you know. So
True, true. And if there's no one really spearheading it, and it's just hypothetically, we're just gonna go and I could just see it being a bust, literally. And you're spending all your money, and then you're not feeling like it's a reunion.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, we've discussed that too. We want to have another one of these because, you know, we really wanted people
A
that
larger group.
really need to have some decision on it, make some decisions. We also talked about having it in Stanton, Tennessee.
No, I like that. That's cool. I mean, that's where it's all began anyway.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, we talked about that too, you know, and having Auntie and, you know, they it's close enough where they can go to it, you know.
True.
Because how many reunions do they have left, you know?
True.
So that was something, you know, that we brought up too, you know. So, you know, having a female point of view is very welcome, and glad you made it.
Thank you. It took a while.
I was gonna mail you one of them things you was liking from Dodge store. What was that now? That stick, that meal on stick. Y'all don't know about this, but she does.
And Blavo?
About,
yeah, I can't remember the name, but it was amazing. Well, you know, and that's why I believe the reunion needs to be in, you know, in the southern South where it's close to where we're all from. I mean, I know you, New York is far. You know, you always traveling so far to get to, you know, and then you got people traveling 18 hours and stuff like that. But basically, you know, I thought about Aunt Miata's house, and everything basically is in that area that you know, that we all so come from, we love so much. I grew up, our family bringing each one of us as children in that area. I just like it there personally, in that area. It doesn't have to be blah, blah, you know what I'm saying, but in that general area, I think it's nice. It would be nice.
Yeah. So like I brought up Stanton, the Stanton, Brownsville, Mason area, which has built up a lot, you know. And then on top of that, they have the Ford plant is building a mill, a steel, not a steel mill, but a facility down there, you know, that's bringing a lot of jobs, and a lot of people are moving there. You know, they have hotels, they have, you know, places you can go, but out there on the outskirts, that's where all family is out there, you know. And I didn't want to, or I'm sure Sandy didn't want to, and I'm sure, you know, everybody that's on there right now didn't want to be, you know, the head person to make a decision on anything. But I think that a good majority of people should be on here to make a decision to see which way they want to go for this year.
Well, for one, no one wants to take the reunion, you know, and like I said, I understand why they don't want to take it, because it costs money to start you know, whoever takes it has to come up with money out of their pockets. And we did say it needs to go up. The price of the reunion needs to go up, because $75 is not enough. If you look at everything that you're getting, it's really one day. Everything else is coming off of the person that is involved in hosting the reunion. It's coming out of their pocket. When I gave
now we got lucky this year with Eric. We got lucky this year because
they got lucky, and Eric is not on. And I wish Eric was on, because if Eric was on, he would tell you. I would ask him how much money came out of just your pocket. Period. Break down the finances, because I think a lot of people don't understand, or maybe they do. I don't know. The finances of putting a reunion together, because I mean, literally, no one is donating anything. Back in the day, Mom said John and your parents would come and they would bring extra money.
All the uncles and aunties in the beginning put the money into.
They put that money and they put that money
got started.
Yeah, and they put that money down, and so, you know, everything is, the prices has gone up so much that you couldn't even have a dinner. That dinner, I would love for him to give the quote for that dinner, the building, the dinner, the whole 9 yards. You know,
had it not been.
Oh, most definitely.
It came
and then it was catered. It was catered.
It came out of his pocket.
It came out of his pocket. And then how much he actually collected. So we have to go to that as well and talk about the total finances of when we talk about a reunion. You know, I know Mike said, well, regardless, why is not Michael on this? But anyway,
I have called him 5 times and I can't get him. Because because he probably out talking some damn where and he can't stop.
Right.
That's
well,
why.
He said, it doesn't matter if we just have hot dogs. So I agree with him that, but we've gone too far now with just hot dogs now. You know, we need to take it to the next level. Our parents started it, and now that it's being handed literally to us, it's time for us to take it to another level. I'm just saying.
Not even handed to your generation. It's handed to the next generation. We've done all ours. And y'all have done all y'all's.
Not really. If you look at our ages, we're not. They were still doing it for us at the age. I'm 62. What's everybody's age? Give me some numbers.
I'm 66.
Me and John.
Okay. 66. Okay, that's still young. They took it longer than that.
And I
feel because if okay, you see right now when we had the reunion, how easily it's going to drop. It'll be 51 years and this over. If we all sit back and say, "Oh, I've had my turn," no, everybody. If you want it to continue on, you have to not worry about whose turn or because it will be dropped.
Exactly.
It's everybody's turn. If everybody believed in what was given to us, then it's everyone's turn to put forth the effort to save the reunion.
And that's why we're having this conversation in the first place,
Okay, I know when I did the reunion, that one reunion in Nashville, I know $4,000 came out of my pocket, period. I didn't recruit any of that money, which I knew I wasn't going to get it back, and that's fine. But when you talk about a reunion, it doesn't have to cost that much, most definitely. But I'm just saying, it is money out of the person's pocket. That's why no one wants to take it.
And it doesn't have to be extravagant. It can be very simple.
No, it does not have to be extravagant.
If you make it that way, it can be very simple.
No, but I definitely don't want to see it go back to where the kids are sitting on the floor and their food is between their legs. I would prefer that not to happen.
I brought up earlier about the one in 2004 that we did, and it was so simple, but it came out so great because everybody had a good time. Nobody lost any money. I came out a little bit changed my because I had to throw some money in there too, but it wasn't no big deal. But it came out so simple, and Auntie showed me how to do it. And she said, "This is what you do: boom, 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 boom," and it came out just so well, And if I say it all the time, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. It don't have to be. It ain't got to be a fireworks and bells and whistles, Long as
well, not every year. Not every year.
Not every year. Now,
it should be. It should be something.
Now the 50th was I thought that was a little bit special because it should have been because it was the 50th year annually. But as far as just a yearly reunion, it doesn't have to be bells and whistles. You don't have to outdo everybody every year. You don't have.
No, you don't. I'm going to reject something because it's on my mind right now. But you guys can step right in. Seeing the reunion going to another level, what I'm more thinking about is bringing our family back to life. Bringing like the photography back to life through the eyes of photography or the words of some of the sayings that the family would always, say. So if we keep it priced down, we have to step it up in another level. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just saying, okay, we're getting together and we're just eating. I think it needs to be more of an educational, remembering Sandy, John, everybody that's gone beyond, than just saying we're going to get together. We need to tell them stories about everything that has happened through the years, what they've gone through, the good and the bad.
Oh, and look at our videos on YouTube. Yeah, because I do that a lot every once in a while.
Not just videos. I think.
With pictures. No, with pictures.
Yeah, with pictures.
And Sandy will tell you, I steal from him liberally. trust me, I steal from him liberally as far as family goes, you know.
Well, what do you guys think that if you had a committee? So you have a reunion, you say the committee would be who's doing the meet and greet. You get somebody, several people on the committee just for the meet and greet.
We
Then
talked
you
about
get,
that. You read my mind.
and then you get somebody on the committee for the fish fry.
right.
You get somebody on the committee for the sit down dinner.
Right.
You know, that kind of thing.
And break it up. We talked
Yeah.
about that too, yeah. That's how we did in 2004. 2004, me and Ruby had the meet and greet and we had the party. Uncle Virgin and Easter had the Sunday thing. And everybody broke everything up into pieces, you know. You don't have to worry about the whole thing. You just take this piece. Make it work. You take this piece, make it work. And that's how we did it, you know. It's not all on anybody. But just like last year, just like this year, you know, it wasn't just Eric, you know, Cookie and them had so and so and so. Annette and Bridget had so and so and so. But Eric had already basically paid for the reunion after we left Detroit. See what I'm saying? He did that.
Yeah, but he has to
he
some
did
of
that
the money.
because he could. He had the money to do that. He had already set up the places and everything a month after we left Detroit. All he was trying to do was recoup his money. But see, everybody don't have it like that, you know? And that's the thing.
Right. But what do you think, John?
Yeah, we you know, it's how would you put it? Yeah, it'd be good if everybody can get involved into it, you know, because splitting it up different areas is good if you know if you can handle it.
But that's the key though, if you can handle it, see. But you gotta have the want and the heart to do it. If you don't have the want and heart to do it, and I've been saying that for years, if you don't have the heart to want to do it, don't do it.
That's why nobody's taking it. Nobody has the heart and the want to do it.
You have to have that heart to do it. And keep
you know,
it.
and I saw it. I mean, I literally saw it. Now I know
Did
that
Jimmy actually say he wanted to
no, Jimmy, right now, Jimmy can't do it. He doesn't want to do it right now. He just moved to Florida.
It'd be
There's just too
impossible
much.
for him to do it anyway. He's all the way on the other side of the state. Jacksonville's all the way to the north. Destin's all the way down there to the south. There's no way that he's gonna backtrack and go back and forth.
Well, I know he's not. I mean, where he's at.
He specifically told me that no, he does not want it.
Okay.
I already knew that answer right there. Yeah, I knew he wasn't gonna take it. Me and him didn't even talk about it.
Yeah, he's not ready. He just made that move. You know, he just made that big move, and he finally got all the kids down there, and you know, got his mother-in-law down there and sister-in-law. So everybody's trying to get stable right now. So next year would be too soon anyway for him to even.
I know somebody had brought it up. You know, I didn't know if.
Yeah, they did. They did. I think there was wishful thinking.
Oh yeah. No, Jimmy's in a whole other state of mind. No, he ain't doing that. I wouldn't even call him to even have the strength to ask him because I already know what the answer is. No, he's not gonna do that.
See, this is the scary part. You know, if we don't get it together, if Destin is what they're gonna do, we're gonna find out hardly nobody's gonna show up. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, maybe everybody do. I don't know. I mean, it was just an idea that was thrown out there that wasn't supposed to be solid. It was just supposed to have been thrown out there.
And basically, that's how it was thrown out this year. That was thrown out there because even my mouth dropped when I was like, "That's in Florida. Where y'all get that from?" You know.
Yeah, I mean, the younger people, younger than like Rosalind and them, they were like, "Yeah, you know." But
and you ain't got no bikinis. What you gonna be down there on the beach at Destin Beach doing?
All women wear bikinis, I suppose, huh?
Drinking champagnes and shaking your tail. What you gonna be doing?
Well, if nothing's planned, we're just standing there looking at each other.
Oh, no, nothing's planned.
You know, because that's basically what Aunt Shirley said. It was that we just meet on the beach.
Even she recanted on that and said, you know, maybe I shouldn't have put that out there. I said, no, sure.
No, she should have put it out there. I think anybody that has an idea is worth listening to. And then you make a vote. You put a vote to it, and then decide is this something that can work, you know?
But there was no vote. There hasn't been a vote on it.
No.
There hasn't been a vote on reunion since 2019.
Well, Mom seems to think that we need to put a committee together. And it's a solid committee that's every year, or till you vote somebody out or whatever. But she feels like a committee needs to be put together.
Last vote that was put together, Michael was the president of the reunion committee.
He doesn't sound like he wants to do it, though.
I can't get in touch with him.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to do it because he's traveling so much. I think he has great ideas and he wants to put forth the ideas, but I don't think he wants to spearhead anything.
He has too much going on.
He's got a lot going on. Yeah.
So if y'all want to vote, I'll be the president of the family in the committee, and we'll go from there. All y'all
we can't make a vote on just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people.
Hey, but if I
they'll say we
if I come in 6, it'll be a strong ass 6, okay? No, I'm just kidding. But I would though. But yeah, you know, if you're gonna have somebody like that, it goes back to what I'm saying about reunion. If your heart's not in it, then don't do it. Yeah.
Well, you know, I know Rosalind, she wanted the reunion again, but you know, her son passed away, so I don't know if she still feels the same way. I wish she was on here as well, because she wanted to take it this year that we had it, and that's when Eric said no, he wanted it, but she said you're welcome to come back, and I'll take it. So maybe she might want to take it if her schedule will allow her.
Well, I'm recording this, so we'll keep that in consideration. But like I said, with the thing in Stanton that I brought up, I didn't know Rosalind had offered to do it again.
No, she didn't offer to do it. She offered to do it. Let me clarify something. She offered to do it this year, but Eric decided to take it. Now, she didn't offer for 2024.
Oh, okay.
She only offered it for 2023. And then Eric said he wanted it.
Because now hers was in 2020, so it really was just a Zoom reunion. It wasn't really, even though they had the cousins thing, you know, down there, that was real successful, you know. And that counts, you know. That counts. So.
Well, she started it up with the cousin thing, then it came to become a family reunion. Exactly. It started as a cousin retreat. And then it blossomed into something else, which was a magnificent time. I had a wonderful time. It was great. She really put together a wonderful gathering for us.
I really hate I missed that. Man, I hate it.
Yeah.
You're not alone. You're not alone. Missed it too.
So what do you think, Sandy, since you're sitting over there all quiet?
Oh, well, that's because you didn't hear the first part. I didn't talk so much.
Oh, yeah.
You came on and said, I can talk, right? So I want to give you an opportunity because you weren't here. See, I didn't want to see. I say somebody's come on that's new. They need to have the opportunity to say their piece. Now, if you want me to get started, now you may not get back in.
I can hear your voice. Yes, I'm sorry I was so late.
I listened to everything you said because it's interesting because you came in initially and you said everything we had just said.
Really, yeah.
You started out. You don't realize this, but you started out saying exactly what we had just said for the last hour.
Verbatim.
You started out with what I said right up front. You said, I don't want to go to Florida. I just spent an hour talking about it. I don't want to go to damn Florida, period. I don't care if they do it for free. I don't want to go there. I don't want to be anybody near this damn DeSantis. Don't get me started. Right. You know what I mean? And I don't care about how much it costs. I can pay for it. I don't want to go down there. I don't want to contribute nothing to this guy. I don't want to say that I'm down with anything he's doing. If they want to lynch him tomorrow, I'll show up. You know what I mean? I'll tell you, so if we get started, you know what I mean? Like, so it's got to be someplace in this big country that we can go where we can feel a little bit more welcome. I'll go to Texas where this dude is crippled and he's crazy.
Right.
Because, at least he's crazy enough that he hasn't gone there yet. He's probably ready to do the same thing as DeSantis, but he hasn't done it quite yet. You know what I mean?
Right,
and I understand that, right? I read an article just today where they were talking about how the conventions are pulling out of Florida. these big conventions. We're talking about a little tiny family reunion. We're talking about millions of dollars where people are saying we don't want to go down here because they're gay and they're against us because we're gay. They're black. They don't want us down here because we're black. He wants to do this. They don't want you to put on a mask when you're sick. I mean, this dude is off the chain crazy, you know.
Hey, and don't forget, and don't forget, putting out that barbed wire out there.
Yeah.
In the river and stuff.
No, that's Texas now. That's talking about Texas, right? You know, and this dude is sending people to my state, Martha's Vineyard, in planes. These folks don't even know where they're going. He's putting them out here. They say, "Who are these people?" Right?
Right.
You know, so hey, so don't get me started. You know, you want me to talk? I can talk about it. You know, so I really believe that the thing that Leonard has suggested personally is about the best option. That is the idea of doing something down south that's close enough to Aunt Easter where she can be involved at this stage.
Yes.
She can be doing anything farther enough away from her that it creates a problem for her to get there.
I agree.
Everybody else who's younger should be trying to get to wherever she is.
I agree.
If she chooses to do something, there shouldn't be any kind of thing where she's got to go a zillion miles at this stage of her life. We should be meeting in her house if we can. You know what I mean? So
right,
and that'd be a good idea too.
That should be the first thing that on our mind. It should be trying to locate ourselves in a place to her where we can give her the reverence she needs at this stage of her life and let her know how we feel about her. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm 100% in agreement.
Everything else goes from there. And when we get to that stage, we won't feel the same way. You know, everybody makes sure they get. I mean, that's the way life is about. And what you said was also true. Nobody is ever out of the mix. You don't grow out of the mix. You don't get too old to be in the mix. When you get to the point where you can't do it because of things happen to you in life, we understand that. But we have not done our part yet. You don't pass it on. And these young folks don't know what to do unless we tell them. It's not their fault. If they don't know what to do, it's because we didn't tell them. If they don't understand the history, it's because we never told them the history, right?
And a lot of them don't. And a lot of them don't.
I hear people tell me, well, kids now going to school don't even know who Martin Luther King was. But they weren't alive when Martin Luther King did what he did. How the hell are they supposed to know unless we tell them what he did, right? And if we let the Sanders take it out of the books, where they don't teach it and we don't tell them, what are they supposed to know? That's on us. I don't blame them. They're not supposed to tell our history. We're responsible for telling our own history.
Yes.
We expect these white folks to tell us our history. What the heck?
Right.
You know what I mean?
What the hell?
The reason Tarzan is king of the jungle because the lion can't write the story yet, right? When he's trying to write the story, you know, then the lion becomes the king of the jungle. This is not rocket science, y'all.
And this is why we have to write our own story.
Yeah,
we have to write our own story.
You tell your own story. You pass down your own story. You don't allow other people to tell your story.
Right.
That's why I take all these doggone pictures of everything I see, because see, that's the story as far as I'm concerned. If you don't record it yourself, I don't expect for somebody else to tell me what the heck is going on. If I was there, I'm gonna tell it myself.
Exactly.
You know, that's my responsibility. That's not theirs, you know?
Yes, and this is why I brought up that it was very important that when we do have the reunion, we need to do exactly what you just said. Okay, we know we have to do that every day for our children and the next generation, but let's take it a step farther with the reunion. The reunion should be tell that story through the lenses of our eyes, you know, and it shouldn't just be about the eating part and all of that. It should be, and don't get me wrong, I enjoy all of that, but I think that what you're doing with the history, the photography, what Leonard is doing with the photography, we need to add that to the reunion as being, as far as teaching the story to the next generation. So, and it could be a lot of fun. It could be a lot of fun because, you know, one of the things I thought for a meet and greet, had I taken over something like that, would be, you know, you can now get the life-size pictures of all of the, or as many as we can, of the old generation, Angeline and you know, your parents, Grandpa Lonnie, and all of them, and get life-size to music and have them walk through the life-size, yes, like a maze. And that would be meet and greet your relatives, you know, and then go to the next day, have that same energy, you know, maybe you have a griot, or maybe you have the video setting, or, you know, on the night of the dinner, and which they've done an excellent job with the photographs on the big murals that they've done. Those were I love that. So we need to, I think, introduce the family that's gone on in a different light now, to bring it so people don't forget, because now we got little kids coming through the generation that don't know.
That's right. I don't know if you remember, if you were there. One year I did a collage. We put the collage out on the table. I don't know if those who were there remember this, right? And the idea of the collage was to go around and identify the people who were in the collage. And we had everybody, all the young people, filling out forms. I think it was in Columbus. Filling out
okay,
forms.
Yeah, Debbie's coming in.
To identify who was in the collage. Huh?
Here comes Debbie.
Debbie, yeah. And it went over real big. People really, I think, enjoyed it. But we need to do the type of thing you're talking about.
We need to keep that. That what you're talking about, we need to keep that.
That kind of thing, right? But we need to come up with ways to try to continue to not only connect the kids, but to connect ourselves, right? Because the other thing is that I believe, and I do this at a lot of organizations. Organizations don't want to do it. We need to actually wire up name tags, because people think that people know who you are.
Yes, I agree 100%. Yes.
People think people know who you are because you've been around for a long time. And people don't know who you are, right?
Right.
I know that people don't know me. I understand that. They shouldn't know me. Yeah.
Every damn body should know you.
You know, and you need to we need to know who they are too. We need to know who these kids are. Who do you belong to? You know what I mean? You know, I mean, this is a part of knowing your family and history. It's not just about sitting at a table with everybody you know and eating. You know,
right?
So you knowing the people you already knew real well, right? You know, but
right.
You didn't meet anybody else. You didn't know anybody else. You don't know anything about what they actually do or what their life is about, right? Which is what we all want to leave with, some understanding of what that person's life is about. You know, because I don't live with them. You know, but that's what we should be growing. We should be growing and understanding each and every one of us. And you might be able to help somebody. What I tried to say the other day is that, you know, it might just be that you can tell somebody that I know somebody. You know. You know, I might know somebody that can help you, you know, and if you ask, but if you don't ask because you know I know somebody, I can't tell you that, right? So, you know, that's what it should all be about. But you got to agree into. And that's why even now, right, I wanted everybody, what we just did, we put up on these Zoom calls, where are people located? You tend to think everybody's where you are, and they're not. You know, and therefore they have a whole different life experience than you do. And you need to understand that, because that might help you in terms of what you're going through, to understand they're going through a whole different thing where they are than you are. You live in Florida, you're going through a whole different thing that I'm going through. I don't live in the damn Florida with this crazy DeSantis. You know what I mean?
Right. Can I stop you for a minute?
You know?
Can I step in? And Debbie Middlebrooks, can we hear you?
Debbie.
No, can you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, love. How are you?
Turn your volume up or something.
We have to hear you.
Hey, Carolina.
And I don't know why your camera's so blurry. Is it wipe? Is it a phone? Wipe it off.
Yeah, wipe it off.
Wipe it off.
You're looking like you're in a
wipe it off. Wipe it off.
I did wipe it off.
Your light, it might be your lighting. Maybe it's the backlight.
It comes in a little better and then it goes out blurry, but okay.
It might be the backlight.
Yeah, it might be the back. The light needs to be in front of you. You always need to have the light in front of you. Light's behind your head.
Let me turn it off.
Okay.
Come on, Caleb.
She's gonna cut it off.
Caleb is trying to say hi, and nobody.
Yeah, I see you. I see you.
You can't hear.
You look like you're in a fog.
Well, you know, I think that also a good thing would be anybody with the business or idea, like for instance, John, you're a fisherman. I'm sorry, you don't make a living doing it, but you really could.
That's a fishing nigga, ain't it?
Oh my goodness.
I tell you.
Yeah, and
I miss my days, bro. I used to go up there with him and his daddy, my daddy and him, and we'd be fishing off that lake. I'm telling you, they fish.
Yeah, I think if we had something like that, you have Sandy that's a photographer, you do the video, everybody has a talent, you know. I actually paint, and we don't know what everybody does. If we had a room that was opened up and everybody set up their own table and they could walk through and say, you know, this is what I do. This is what I
Everybody
like
has
to
a
do. This
gift.
is my interest. And that would give you a point of view of getting to know the person, a family member that, and actually, vibe with them. I mean, it's just an idea, but something, that's going to
Hey,
keep us together, unite us more than just say
what
this is a reunion and we're eating.
what if we had one of those sit down, like the dating thing, you got so many seconds to sit down with somebody and talk about yourself and everything, and then you switch up tables and go to somebody else and
Yes, I like that.
Or just something different.
Oh, yes. So I know that this can work. I know we can make it work, and it could be an inexpensive thing as long as we don't, because nobody wants to take it. No, put so much money in the food and take it and put the money somewhere else.
A lot of them, it's all about the eating, and well, if I don't get no plate, then I don't want to come.
Well, $75 is not enough money to have a sit-down dinner catered. I mean, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I loved every minute of it. I love when we did the cruise ship. I love every minute of it. But the thing about it is, if we're wanting to hold on to the legacy, we better just make it legacy.
Okay, somebody else.
I agree with everything you're saying.
Oh,
I like all these ideas that talk about, people in the family sharing the stuff they're doing. Like you said, John talking about the fishing or something like that. I think that's a great idea. How we go about it, I think we got to work that out, right? Because I think that if we had something where everyone, like you said, you're an artist, right? Where we had something where people could give a presentation, a short presentation almost. And I'm talking about a very short presentation.
And she
Right.
And she did that this year.
Your information.
She did that this year for Rosalind. She did that
You know what?
for Rosalind.
Some of this, what we could do through Zoom before we even have a reunion, right? In other words, if we had this thing we're doing right now, more people attending this, then we could have like John talking about fishing, right? And how you go about that. You could talk about the artist thing, how but we can begin to school each other about what we're doing right now without necessarily waiting for a reunion where we're going to do it. So that before you get to the reunion, we'll begin to get more about. See, one of the things I think that came out of the pandemic that I think is great is this, what we're doing right now. The ability to get together without being in the same place. This costs nothing.
No.
Right.
It cost me $15, but other than that.
What it does is it unites us together before we even begin to have a reunion again.
That's right. See, it
brings us closer together.
That's why we talked about it.
This is as free as it gets, right? For information. You can do this. We could have 100 people on here talking about what we're doing. So we need to try to do this again, but even more organized.
More organized. Right. Yeah.
Oh, I want before.
Okay, so somebody else is coming on.
Gabby's on. Before we get started, and Renee can relate to this. We talked about the reunion this past year, Sandy. The one thing that caught me, we were talking about inviting Amy Easter into it and what happened. Amy Easter got up and danced this past year. I know she saw it.
Yes, she did.
I had a tear in my eye. She got out there on that floor. Eric pulled her up. Come on, Mom, let's dance. And then she got out there and danced a little bit. And just that 30, maybe 45 seconds made my whole year right there.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Because she was happy. And she was
very happy.
That did it for me that night. This is the first time I'm sharing that song with y'all, but yeah, that did it for me. Uncle and Auntie loved it. That was great.
Okay, so let me ask you guys, where do you think we're headed with this Zoom? Because after the first of the year, if we're gonna have a reunion, things are gonna have to start getting on the road at the first of the year.
Debbie's gonna throw it.
Where do you think we're headed with this?
Debbie's gonna throw it this year. Debbie, can you hear me?
Actually, I'm having trouble. I get a great picture on my phone, but I don't really have great sound. A laptop, I have great sound and no picture. So let's see.
Well,
Let me turn
welcome Debbie Regina Middleburg to the reunion, to the discussion, everybody. Did you
You
hear
look
that?
good on your second thing, Debbie.
Yeah, she said she got a picture there, but she said she doesn't have sound. She has sound on the laptop.
Oh, we're hearing it from the other
So just
source.
Auntie, mute the phone, leave the on your phone, leave it on, but mute it. And then just use the sound from the laptop.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Echo.
And get that child's forehead out the picture.
Huh? Gosh, it won't let me mute it on my phone. Hold up. Now can you talk? Somebody say something.
I hear you.
What?
Okay.
Not loud, but can hear you.
Not loud.
But it's enough. But Auntie, it's enough though. We can hear you. So don't worry. If that's it, you good. We can hear you.
Yeah, we can see you real well.
Yeah, we definitely see you.
So what were you saying, Renee, about the reunion? What'd you say the last time?
I just said, where do you guys right now feel where we're headed with this conversation about the reunion? Because we know that next year is rolling, 2024 is rolling around, and things will have to start getting put together.
I think
the only thing that we wanted to do was try to get ideas and thoughts on which way it was going to go, if it was going to keep on going, and if it was going to keep on going, what needed to be done to keep it going. That's it. Oh, now Michael, now your president calling me. Okay, you always call when I'm taking a leak. Let me get the.
Okay, so what were you saying, Sandy?
I was going.
That's all
hey,
we were trying to do.
Leonard, mute yourself. Mute yourself for a minute, right?
Hold on.
Mute yours, right? What I was.
Hey, we're having the reunion meeting.
And if you're not a co-host, you don't have the mute for.
I'm the co-host.
We're looking for you to
mute.
get in.
You don't have mute.
Okay, I see the mute button, Carl.
I can mute myself.
Okay, he
There
muted.
you go.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
There
I didn't want to interrupt his thing. What I was saying, the main thing I was saying is that I think the main thing we need to do right now is to set up another meeting.
Yes.
Because we don't need to make any decisions or anything right now, right? We've had a great discussion right now. We can stop right now, right? We've had a great discussion that we need to bring to another meeting very soon and try to do everything we can to increase the level of people involved, a much larger cross-section of people, right?
Yes.
Try to get Aunt Easter if we can, because I know that I'm sure she's not computer literate on this stuff, but try to get her on there so she can hear what we're discussing and be a part of it, if at all possible. You know,
and that stays a little bit ahead of her. She usually gives her any information that I share with her. She gives it to her.
But it would be nice to see her on the screen as well.
Yeah, if we can get somebody over there, if we can, where she can at least see what we're saying and be a part of it, that would be fantastic, right? But we just need to get as many people as we can across the whole family on here so that they can be a part of this, where it won't be seen like this is something that some few people kind of decided that they made sense.
Right.
And everybody.
I agree with you. You know, no, we're not the.
And I think the way that we
not the way all end all. No.
I think the way that we do that is we not only do what you've done, Leonard, which I think is fantastic, right? We send out this email thing, that's fantastic. But then we got to really personalize it. We got to call the people that you know, and you got to encourage them to come out ahead of time. And then the day of it, you got to call them again to remind them, right? And if possible, you got to set up a thing with them before the thing even starts. Because the problem is that nobody does this often enough to do this well, right? Some people do. Or you going to have 10 people trying to figure this stuff out while we're going through this meeting, right? So because you don't know how to do it, right? and that's, you know, and that's honest if you don't do this all the time, right? I mean, we're not trying to become technical geniuses, right? We just want to have everybody in a position to be able to hear and to talk and to be a part. And we're not trying to put people in a position to be embarrassed because they don't understand what's going on.
I am a tech genius, and I don't do this that often. And I had to update mine. So when I went in,
I had to update
minutes because I had to update because I had
to too.
I had to me and Joe had to update.
Yeah, so even that was a couple minutes because I don't use Zoom on a regular basis.
Yeah,
so, but here's the same.
Well, let me just finish that. So what I'm saying is that it's going to require on our parts a little bit more effort than we put out because we normally do this at the last minute, right? Everybody does it at the last minute, right?
But I mean, we had you're
struggling. We're struggling ourselves. We didn't have the code quite right, that kind of stuff. We could have tried that ahead of time just to make sure it worked, right? We don't make any assumptions. So therefore, we can have the most people on it, and people get tired. I know everybody's tired now. People got other stuff they want to do. You know what I mean? You know, so that we can get the maximum amount of people, so we can get people involved and engaged. Because I think we can really use this to our benefit. That's what I'm trying to say. And don't cost us nothing, right? Just to get on a plane and go to drive to desert in Florida, we talk about a whole bunch of cash. You know, this is zero cost. You ain't got to get dressed up. You could be in your skivvies. All I see is the top part. Maybe the rest ain't covered. I don't care.
Man, I'm in drawers right now.
I go in the bank. I see this woman from here up, right?
That's it.
One day I saw her on the street and I said, wow. I had never seen the bottom part of this woman. All I knew was she had a head and shoulders. I didn't.
well, and one thing I always want to do, and I always record these. So I will put these on Facebook. I don't think
don't do that. No, wait a minute. Don't do that, man. I would tell you. Don't put this unedited stuff on Facebook because see the problem is there's a lot of things that were said that we shouldn't put up, right? I mean that's the tough thing about video, right? I put up 1 or 2 pictures. I take hundreds of pictures. You never see it. You only see 1 or 2. Like people say, oh, if I got 1 picture, I got 500. You don't show unedited stuff like that. It sounds okay. Let me just say this, right? But some of the stuff that's been said on here, like I've said about DeSantis, I don't want people to hear that.
I never
do a whole bunch of crap.
I would never.
I cursed this dude out. I know a friend of mine in California was saying stuff, and the CIA was at his house the next day. He was on a Zoom call. He was on a Zoom call talking about Trump, right? They were at his house. I mean, he's just a regular dude like us. This is serious stuff we're dealing with now. Believe it or not, these folks are really serious about this.
No, they're serious.
And you talk about Trump.
So I'm saying, right? You right now they could be listening to everything we're saying. Don't think that this is a private conversation because it's not.
No,
it's not. Fool yourself. It's not, right? So I'm saying you don't take it and you don't give it to anybody else. If they weren't a part of it, then you don't put it out there. They can't hear this. You can record it, you can listen to it, but you can't put it on Facebook.
Of course,
simple as that.
I ain't that crazy.
This is a private conversation. You just keep.
I'm not that crazy.
This was us, but now our task, as far as I'm concerned, is to have another one with more people involved, and we don't put it off months. It can be in a couple of weeks.
Right.
Another thing, we can set a time limit on it so people won't feel like they have to sit around for hours. We can say we're going to do it for an hour.
Right.
People can know that they're going to leave and have the whole afternoon, 2 hours or so, whatever. And if you got to go, we know you got to go. You ain't got time to sit around all Saturday afternoon and talk, right? But we can have a time and we can slowly get something together that we can kind of agree upon and then we can move on it,
Yeah, I agree. We can implement those things.
So now my next thought is that we need to try to, between us right here, set up another date that we think is convenient to do this again. That's what I'm suggesting right now.
I'll leave it on everybody.
You want to try another Saturday? Does that make sense to everyone to do another Saturday?
Yes, and it'd have to be around this time for me. Anything earlier because I work overtime and I don't get off until later. It takes me 45 minutes to get home.
So what time are you suggesting about?
So I would say 5. The time 5 was perfect for me. But I mean,
5 Eastern time.
She's in
Yeah.
Central Time like me, right?
5 Eastern. What
I'm in
she's saying.
Central
Yeah.
Time with you. Is Central? I don't know. What am I?
Yeah, we're
What time
on
you saying? You said 5 o'clock your time or just 5 o'clock?
My
your
time.
5 o'clock your time is what time here? It's not 5 o'clock here.
It's 4 o'clock your time.
What time is it right now with you?
With me, I'm not around the phone. I don't know what time it is.
It's 5, almost 6 o'clock here.
Almost
Okay.
7 there.
I'm
So
5 minutes to
7 o'clock here in Boston, right?
I'm 5 minutes to 7.
So,
Okay.
so you're saying an hour before right now, right? So basically it would have been at 6
So-
Eastern,
So if it was
5
you,
Central,
it'd be about 4 o'clock your time, Kyrie.
3 o'clock my time.
Yeah,
No,
3 o'clock
right now it's 4 o'clock. To
3
say the
o'clock
start
too.
though.
Oh, well,
3
that,
o'clock your
well
time.
I'll
Say
tell
the
you what,
start.
I could do anything after 5. How about that? If that works for anybody.
It'd be 3
What
o'clock.
time?
It'd be
Anything
3 o'clock
after
for you,
5.
Kyrie.
Okay, I'm telling y'all the times and y'all say yes, no.
It'd be 3
3
o'clock. your
o'clock
time.
Pacific, 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern. That's all the same time.
Look,
Okay.
keep it about the
In
same
y'all
time.
in different time zones, y'all like that?
Yeah, keep it about the same.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Right now,
So
yeah.
5 o'clock, that's the time we started this one. So the time that
No,
this
no,
time
we started.
was 5 o'clock Eastern. That's the time we
Oh yeah, I
started
got my
this.
thing wrong.
Right.
5 o'clock Eastern. No, it was
Just
2
like
o'clock.
yeah,
Okay,
just like
I
I
said it
said
wrong.
today.
I got the time zones wrong when I said it.
Ass-
No, I was
ass
trying to say an
backwards,
hour
boy.
later. I was
Ass
trying to say an
backwards.
hour later.
So you trying to say
6
6 o'clock Eastern.
I was trying to say 6 o'clock Eastern
Okay. So
and 5 o'clock
Eastern,
Central.
4 o'clock Central,
so
Okay.
3
the
o'clock
question
Mountain, 2 o'clock your time.
so the question is, if we had started an hour later, would that have been better for you? That's the question, right?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
That would've
Yeah,
been
because
better
you
for
guys had already been on and I didn't get on until 5 o'clock my time.
Your time. Okay, so we're saying 6 o'clock Eastern is a better time. Does that work for everybody else? 6 o'clock Eastern time?
Yeah, that's 5 o'clock here.
Okay.
On
That's
a
fine
Saturday-
with
So
me.
what
on a
day
Saturday, that's fine.
what day do y'all suggest? With 6 o'clock time, we got a time. What day do y'all think would be good?
Saturday's good. Sunday's good.
Now,
Saturday,
you folks-
Sunday.
So you folks who watch a lot of football, keep that in mind now. Y'all might be
Okay.
you know, you got a chance now to say, hey,
John.
you know, I mean, you know, don't pick a day where Ohio State is playing.
I'm
Don't
still
pick a day
watching
where
Ohio
Ohio State
State
is
right
playing the
now.
Cleveland Browns, right?
I'm watching Ohio State right now. See,
Okay.
I'm watching the game right now. You know?
Hey, John, the Browns better start, man. What they gonna do with watching out, man?
I don't know. We're trying. We're checking out some other people.
They look good last week, but god damn, man.
Yeah, he's out.
You talk about the cardiac kids last. That was the cardiac kid flashback last weekend, man. Phew.
Yeah, we got to find another quarterback.
I'm gonna suggest next week, November the 25th. That's the weekend after Thanksgiving. Is that good, or are people gonna be busy on that weekend? That's not good.
Fine with me.
I personally will not be there next weekend.
Okay.
But just that, I'm just one person. I just saying that I won't be there.
You have to be here. You have to be here. Tell
everybody's important. So let's go to the next weekend.
I won't. Next weekend, I won't. If you said the following weekend, yes. Next weekend.
What about December the 2nd at 6 o'clock? I mean 5 o'clock.
Is
December
that
the 2nd.
Saturday?
You want to go December 2nd?
December the 2nd at 6 o'clock. Everybody look at that and see what you think.
That's fine with me.
I don't have
Yes,
nothing else to
I
do.
will come December the 2nd. Yes.
You can do
Okay.
December 2nd? Okay.
Okay, so
Let's go with
December the 2nd
Let's go with
at
that.
5 o'clock Eastern time.
Let's
So
go with that.
whatever time that is for everybody, right?
Let's go with that. I'm good with that. Yeah. Let's go with that.
Make sure you
it up, right?
And I'm gonna make sure people who wasn't involved with this get involved with this.
One sec. We started today at 5 o'clock Eastern. I thought we
That's
were
right.
talking about starting an hour later, which will be 6 o'clock Eastern. Were we trying to do that?
I think. What do you think? You said 5 o'clock was okay. You want to start at 6? Is that better for you? The hour later?
6 is fine with me.
That's good with you.
6 o'clock.
6 Eastern.
6
We
o'clock.
gotta
Eastern.
watch the time zones.
Okay, I got you. Okay, 6 o'clock
6
Eastern instead of 5.
Eastern.
Okay, 6 o'clock Eastern.
Gabby, you good with that?
December the 2nd at 6 o'clock
should be-
Eastern time.
Back
Gabby,
home.
Gabby
I
says she's
should be
good
back,
with
back
that.
home. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine, though.
Okay.
It's still foggy though.
Yeah, but I heard you.
Another screen. Can you see me on the other one?
You're blurry on
No,
the
it's blurry.
But I hear you. I hear you, Auntie. I can hear what I can. I'll translate anyone that can't hear, Auntie. I hear her.
No, I can hear.
Yeah,
I can hear.
I hear. I see. I hear.
And I see you. I see you and I hear you.
We see you.
I'm not looking at the blurry one. I'm looking at the one that, yeah.
That's clear.
Very clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it looks real good. Yeah, that's great. You look great.
Okay, so
got good lighting and everything. It looks good.
All right, so I'm putting in my phone December 2nd, but at the same time.
And like
1 hour later.
Yeah. So everyone that's in touch with somebody, you have to call them and remind them. And what I'm suggesting too, if you're willing to do it, is that with people here, a few people I have here that in my fraternity, right, that don't understand it, I actually do a Zoom call with them ahead of time. You can do it yourself, just to test it. You don't have to do it long. Just say, let me do a Zoom call with you, so they'll know how to do it on their phone. They may know how to do this stuff, right? So give them a chance to try it out.
Doing stuff on the phone. I like doing it on the computer.
Oh, if you have a computer, not everybody has a computer set up to do it though. Right. Some people have to do it on their phone.
I know. So let me ask you, Sandy, do you want me to set it up, or do you want to set it up, or do you want me to reset it up?
I'll set it up if you want. I do them. I host them all the time. I'm willing to host it.
If you want to set it up, that's fine, and but put me in as co-host and
okay. I'll host it then. I'll host it from here, and I'll send you the link.
Okay, send me the link. Yeah. Link me, man. Link me.
Okay. And then you send everybody the link.
Right. I'll send it to you.
I'm still illiterate when it comes to this.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No,
post
it.
He'll send it to Leonard so Leonard can post it.
Post it, and then we can if we have emails, if we get along the line. See, I think we need to get everybody's means of communication, right? If we need to email it to some people, we need to text it to some other people, because if you're on your phone, you just hit the link on your phone. Right. If you had it on your phone as a text, you can just click on it.
You just click on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. See, if I text it to you and you got a text, and if you got Zoom on your phone, that's all you have to do. You don't have to type in nothing.
And maybe some folks just need some education.
Oh, well, I want that.
Yeah, just take it right into it.
A lot of folks are scared they hit a link, their phone's gonna blow up. No, it's not. It's gonna take you where
it takes you right into it, right? So
once we do that with my class reunion.
Yeah. So that's all you have to do. You just have to make sure the Zoom app is on your phone. That's what you're using if you're on your phone.
Okay.
When the text comes in, the stuff will be right there. You just go to the link that says this meeting. You click on that in the text.
Yeah, what's in blue, just tap it and it'll come right up.
And this time I'm really going to try to be careful with, because there are a lot of people that really need to be in the mix of this conversation, because it ain't just about our six. It's about all of us, okay?
It's about a wide range of the family, right? And that's also when you create camaraderie. You don't want to see a few people are trying to control something. That's one of the reasons I try to keep my mouth shut, because it's easy. I was telling you, it's easy to talk. It's hard to listen.
There you go. Sandra, while I see your face, let me tell you a quick story about me and Sandy. I was gone for a while. Me and Sandy hadn't talked for a whole lot of years. And I just decided one time, I said, let me find Sandy's number, just call her, just see how you doing, what have you. Me and Sandy been talking ever since. That's a mentor. That's somebody who I look up to, because I do pictures too, as John, what have you. Me and John both learned off of him, And I've never been a great photographer. I'm damn good, but that's the master there. And you talk about business and something. Sandy has made me more money in 15 years than you don't even know.
I want to say something about that, because I always try to push back and make people understand it. I really want to say this right. It's not about the photography.
It's not about the photography. That's what
never about the photography. That's what I'm trying to tell folks, right? And if you understand that, it is about this other stuff, right? And that's what this Zoom thing is about. It's about this other stuff, right? It's about that's what we're trying to do with this family reunion. It's about the other stuff.
Oh no,
It's about getting people. It's about getting people engaged. This is about getting the family engaged. It's about letting people know what you're about. Like the stuff you've been saying, sir. It's just the stuff you've been saying is so important. I mean, when you said that walking through the maze of family, anything we can do to get the family to re-engage with each other at this stage
Yeah.
while we're still around to do that, and while we still have Easter around, because she's the
Amen.
last link to the
Exactly.
family. Not the rest of us. I'm not.
Because I think they're like 9 years
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah.
Or something.
They're
7 years apart.
they're 93, they'll be 94 in May. Yeah.
So we get to have them involved, you know?
Yeah.
So it's very important that
Oh,
we do
but
this
no,
now.
but no, Sandy, that was a personal story between me and you. That didn't have nothing to do with you. That was a story between me and you. Because Sandy got me engaged and got my mind to clicking. That's what I was saying. But yeah.
Well, that goes back. It goes
I
back
agree
to
with,
the
but I
more
agree
we.
with what you're saying too, you know. I
Well,
don't
it goes back to more
Listen, I
getting
be-
to know the family, the history, the camaraderie, the to be able to communicate with one another back and forth through the Zoom that would create a bigger camaraderie with everybody, you know,
I told
because
them
that's the only way we're
they
going to
can have
engage.
a-
'Cause right now, you see how many has shown up. We used to have even more than that at the reunions. And I'm sure there's a lot of reasons why a
Because
lot of
kids
people didn't
are
show up,
not
but there
taught.
was still a lot of people.
The kids
So,
are
but
not
we are
taught.
such a big family.
But
We want to be able to grab everybody
remember how
that
it
we
used to
can.
be though? But remember how it used to be. This your cousin so-and-so. This your cousin so-and-so. This your guy. They don't do that no more. They bring the kids, but they don't interact with everybody. So they
Well, I would say that would be our fault.
can't grab
Whoever's
them.
in with the reunion, it's our fault that we don't have the name tags, that we don't do the pictures, and you know, like what Sandy was saying, he had guess who this is, and you know, have the games about family and so forth. If we don't do that, then we're gonna lose that. Nobody's gonna say, well, this is your auntie such and such, because they don't
Who's your
even know
mama?
who they
Who's
are.
your auntie?
Yeah,
Who's your,
exactly.
who's your grandmama?
To keep the names
know.
alive, we have to, at the reunion, bring forth the information and the pictures. And we have that through each one of us. Like I bought some of your pictures of the family reunion, Sandy. Amazing. I go through them and just look at them and start laughing, you know, like, oh my God, I remember, you know, John and, you know, or the reunion. And
Sandy got pictures of me I still haven't seen.
But that's the point.
I would absolutely agree with that. Yes,
Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make, that we just bring everyone together through the Zoom, through the pictures, and it'll force everyone, not force, but it will make everyone want to be engaged. Right. You know, it'll be exciting, you know, I can't wait, you know, that kind of thing. And especially if we are, say the six of us, you know, is that four? How many is 2, 4, 6, 7? 7 of us, you know, are enlightened and push that power that we have through, you know, the lens that will reach everybody's eyes. And you know, that's what we want.
And I have so many pictures of John, I'm sick of seeing him.
I never get sick of seeing you guys. Because there's many years that I
never been sick of seeing John Middlebrooks in my life. That man, we're 2 weeks apart, same month, same year.
You know, I can see, you know, with John always going to the movies and giving us the lowdown of what movies going on.
Oh man, don't even start
I can see
that.
a rendition. I can see a rendition of that, you know, at a reunion. You know, we could pick up on so much about each other, you know, or some of the old sayings that they used to say.
Did you see the talk Michael had with Sandy?
I saw a small portion of that, but I'm going to go back and watch the whole thing this weekend.
Okay, now it also has.
I sent that to you. Yeah, I sent that to you too, Sandra.
Yes.
The stuff that Leonard added on to the revision too. It's real nice.
And I'm glad you brought that up. He didn't even care. He looked at it. He said it was great. I said that's all right, as long as you didn't say nothing about it. But John mentioned it. But anyway, don't know. He loved it. It was fine.
Well, I think sometimes people just don't say anything and they see it, and then you know it's like, wow, I really do like it. Just don't talk. You know.
You know what? And even in that, I learned more about Sandy than I even knew. You know, and that's why I was so amazed about it. I wanted to sit back and I listened to it verbatim, word for absolute word, because you could feel the passion, you could hear the passion of what exactly he was saying. And that's what got it for me, you know. It was
well, the part of that I got from it, the small part that I got from it, he learned the photography through school, and I got that
I
class
never
too.
knew the story though. I
actually
never knew the story.
I do dark room work as well. Back in the day, it's kind of hard to get the dark room stuff. I used to have one in my house.
But here's the thing.
I learned.
But hold up, let me hold you up. Here's the thing that connected me with him. I was in the same damn dark room that he had been in, and I never knew it until I heard him talking about it. Because I went to
I loved how he was.
I went to the same high school. I went to East Tech. They closed it down. I spent the 10th grade in the old East Tech. They tore it down. I went to the new East Tech. But I had no idea Sandy had been in the same dark room. I never knew that until he talked about it. That's history.
Yeah, yeah.
History,
you know, I think all of us can reach that. And they did take it out of the schools. So when you were speaking on it, I had to get off, you know, real fast because I had something to do. But I will go back and listen to it because it was very, very interesting.
They didn't take it out of East Tech. What they did, Sandy, after East Tech got torn down, the old East Tech, to finish the story, after the old East Tech got torn down, they made a audio visual room. And guess who was the king of the audio visual room at East Tech? Me. That's where I first learned how to do video. So I had a dark room and a video room. So yeah, that was Mexican. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, Joe, I see you, John. Hey,
well, folks, I'm not the total host of this, but I think we need to close down if we can, so people won't think that we've taken each other's time away.
Did you hear my story? Did you hear my story?
Is there anyone else that has some stuff they want to add before we close down here? Comments they want to make or anything like that?
Hey, Sandy, you got on my shirt.
I do. I wore that on purpose. I didn't know if you would notice or not. I have like 30 of these shirts from different years, but I said I'm gonna wear Debbie's shirt and see if she notices. Particularly since I covered part of it up, I thought you might not notice, right?
It wasn't until you leaned back and I could see the top part.
This is the year that Debbie did the reunion. That's the other reason I wanted you to know.
I didn't notice when he backed up. I kept on reading.
Debbie did You talked about people who did a reunion. Debbie did a reunion, right? And I think you were talking about Eric. I think that what you were saying, Sandra, about having people on there who had actually done it, because the points you brought up was so important to understand that people, you know, what happens when you try to actually do this.
You got to really do it.
You did what, you know, what it really takes. I mean, it's one thing to talk about it, but I can only listen to what I haven't done a reunion. Okay. I always tell folks, I take a picture of a whole bunch of reunions, not just ours. And I'm taking a zillion of them here in Boston, right?
Right.
So I understand that from that standpoint, but that's not running a reunion. You know what I mean? That's a whole different game. I didn't pay no money, they paid me.
Right. That's right.
You know, so it's different. But I think that somebody who has done it, talking about their experience, how they feel about having done it, do they feel like it was worthwhile to them? You know, the aftermath of it, all that kind of stuff is important to come out in this kind of thing from people who've done it, so that people can know what it takes and appreciate the fact that a person put out. Eric needs to get all the credit in the world, you know.
Oh my God, yes.
Everybody who worked with him in the background and all that kind of stuff needs to get credit for what they did, because that's why it happened. A person like me just shows up. You know what I mean? Right. So you gotta, that's really, again, what this is all about. Making sure that people get their props, because everybody should get their props for what they do. You know,
right?
No one should walk away. Some people are modest. They go sit in the background and they're modest. I know some people who work their asses off to make stuff happen, and they never come forward. But I'm gonna tell you, they're so happy when somebody says, "Hey, we understand and we appreciate you." You know what I mean? You know,
I gotta
get no award. We just appreciate what you do to make this work.
What you do.
Exactly. I got asked 10 years ago, why hadn't Sandy Jr. hosted a reunion? I said, look at his pictures.
You know,
that's a reunion.
That's all he needed to do.
Well, to bring everybody forward with whatever talent you have.
You don't need to host nothing. Let him.
Whatever talent you have, we should all be pushing it towards the front. Because it could help the reunion. You know, because there's so much talent that we have there, and there's some of them we don't even know that they got it.
That's right.
You know, so if we bring it out through the family reunion, that's going to be even more amazing.
That's right. That's right. I agree.
That's it.
So, okay, folks. So again, I think we're going a circular thing here. That's why I said,
Okay.
if anybody else has anything they want to add, I don't. I
Kick me off.
because
Kick me off,
there's
man.
a couple of people who haven't said something. If you got something you want to say, ever so small, or something you want to
I
contribute,
love y'all. I love y'all.
don't want to be feel like you were left out. If somebody got anything they want to throw in before we close the tile, you know, or whatever.
Anybody? Me and Sandy been talking.
Everybody's good.
Anybody?
Yeah, just wait till the next one.
December 2nd.
Okay, so that's the date, December 2nd.
Now I didn't hear that, Auntie. What you just say, Aunt Debbie?
Was there other people on the Zoom before I came on?
No,
No.
it's just us.
You ain't miss a whole lot.
It's just the beginning of something that's going to be amazing.
I won't post it on Facebook. I'll send it to you through your Facebook. So
All right then.
It won't be online, but I'll send it to you.
Send it to somebody who requested. That's what I do. I tape all these things too, and I send it to people who requested it from me.
Right.
Personally.
But I'm not gonna put it out.
Facebook is like an open thing. Everybody will see
There you
it.
go. I'll send in a message to you. You want me to send it to a message to you, Sam? Sandra?
Yes.
Okay.
You can. Yes.
I will. Debbie?
Say goodbye to everybody. What?
I'm gonna send it to you. I message. See what hell?
You want to know if you want the recording since you didn't come for the whole thing. That's all.
Oh, I don't need it.
You don't need it.
No.
Oh well, okay. I'm good. But hey, everybody.
Until we meet again, you guys. Love you.
Love you
Look
too.
forward to seeing you.
Bye, everyone. Take care. It's been great. Take care.
Bye. All right.
Sandy,
Bye-bye,
thank
everyone.
you so much. Kyrie, thank you. Love y'all. Love y'all. Joe, John, Debbie, all y'all.
Yep. Love y'all too.
Oh, and one more thing. Your girl Danita, she got the flu. She ain't feeling good. But she's gonna be okay.
Well, I'll put her in my prayers.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, give her a call. Give her a call.
Okay.
She probably love you. I know you got a number, so give her a call.
Yes, I do.
But we got us a new place. We're gonna be.
All right. Love you guys. I gotta go.
Take care.
All right. Love y'all now. I'll let
All right.
Everyone. See you
Bye
soon.
bye.
All right. Bye.